podcast ever recorded. And today we're going up north into a cabin in the woods, and we might catch some cabin fever. Let's go. I hope this wasn't in Wisconsin. That's all I got to say.
Oregon.
Or is it, that where they shot it?
Yeah, I mean, plus the plates were Oregon.
Oh, so you paid way more attention than I did to such things.
Well, I just thought it looked like a nice place to hike, so I was like, hey, well, I wonder where this is.
Let's see where this is at. Don't drink the water.
I was not entertained by the movie necessarily. It was much as like, hey, this could be a nice place to go.
I appreciate that. I respect that. Yeah, look, I was maybe checked out a little bit, at least when it came to like the details of it. I kind of like let the movie happen to me.
I don't think you could be checked out to the details of this movie. They just don't exist.
I got you. For those of you who've never listened to the show, we are Bad Movies Rule. We're going to walk through this movie scene by scene. We're going to give you our analysis. We're going to roast the ridiculous. We're also going to find the silver lining, tell you what we thought was good about it. And at the end, even though it's been rated bad, that's why it's on our show, we'll say if we think it's bad when we get to the end after we give out the awards and all that fun stuff. So thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to get right into this. You guys ready for some vitals here on Cabin Fever? Now, this is very important. Not the 2002 Cabin Fever, but the 2016 Cabin Fever.
Yes.
Because I had some patrons send me awards for the wrong movie. Because it's not their fault. Because it's like, when have you seen a remake so close to the original?
So
Sure.
Can I tell you something that threw me for a loop too?
Yeah.
Is that when you go on, I think I watched it through like the AMC Plus on Amazon.
Yeah.
Okay.
The picture is the cast of the 2002 cast.
Yes.
What?
On the 2016 movie version.
Yeah.
Even that, they're like, pretend it's this movie.
Yep.
You guys know what this is.
Perfect.
It's Boy Meets World.
Writer strong.
Yeah. I don't know how to say this guy's name. Zarwini? Directed by Travis Zarwini.
I think that's why he probably has in the credits Travis Z.
Travis Z. Oh, he's like one of those guys that
Yep.
has the nickname.
Yep.
Okay,
'Cause
well.
you can't pronounce his last name.
Oh, you pronounce, how does that, those are consonants that don't usually go in that
yeah,
order.
no, that's Czar Weenie.
Zarwini. Perfect.
He's a weenie. He just dropped the weenie.
Perfect. Movie was written by Eli Roth and Randy Perlstein, but not for this version. They wrote this script in 2002, and guys, they just used the same
The
script.
exact same script.
There's no screenwriter for 2016's version.
I was
Is
wondering.
that plagiarism at that point?
Can you? Well,
We talked about it. You still got to cite yourself.
You can plagiarize yourself.
Yeah.
I didn't know this till Patrick Riley
Yeah.
told me that. So I
Yeah.
guess this whole
I
thing
see.
is a farce.
It's a farce. I want my money back.
I do, but
I was trying to figure this out because watching this movie, I was like, I've seen this movie, but it wasn't these people. And it literally felt like I had seen the whole thing, but it was like, I haven't seen
That has
this
to be
movie.
so
I knew
confusing.
the 2002 version existed, so it must have been that, but it was so weird.
And Eli Roth, for those of you who don't know who that is, he's a director, a writer, and an actor. He was in Inglourious Bastards. He was the Bear Jew in that, and a bunch of other movies. So good friend of Tarantino. He was in Death Proof with him. He also directed, I think probably his most famous thing was Hostel, which was another kind of torture porn, as they say, as a genre unto itself. Tends to make hyper-violent horror movies.
He directed this.
No, he wrote the script for this, but he also is a director and a writer and an actor.
I
And
want
he
to
had
see
that
this.
cameo in Lost World.
And Lost World, we just talked about him.
Oh,
That's right.
yeah.
That's weird. Yes.
Yeah.
I want to see the script for this because I want to know how little sense the script makes compared to whatever bastardization was done with the editing.
Well, apparently all that Zarwini did was take out the comedic elements. Like he wanted to do the same exact movie. And in some cases, the shots were literally, the only way he would change it is if the person appeared on the left side of the screen, he'd flip it to the other side, which is like barely. It's like the Psycho remake that Gus Van Sant made, where it was literally a shot for shot. Like, why even do it at that point, right? You're not doing anything different. But he took the comedic elements out of it. So he wanted it to be more serious in tone. And so he just took all the fun out, and now you're left with this.
He should have just taken the guy with the freaking M4 carbine out too. That was ridiculous. We'll get to that.
We'll get to it. Yeah. Movie starred nobody you've heard of, Gage Golightly.
Oh, I've heard of her.
Oh, have you?
Yeah. Did you ever see the show Red Oaks?
No.
Oh, it was a pretty decent show on
like that show.
Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Think about a bunch of like a guy coming into adulthood and a couple of his friends working at a
Of course.
well, yeah, like a country club.
Okay.
Paul Reiser is kind of like a dick in it, which was really bizarre to see.
Yeah.
So it was pretty decent. She was in there too.
You haven't seen Aliens yet, I take it.
No.
Paul Reiser played a famous D-bag in that movie.
All right.
Big time. But you're more that he built his career as like new super nice guy. But yes.
Yeah, like My Two Dads and Mad About You. Yeah.
For sure. So Gage Go Lightly. Yeah, so a lot of these people all have these kind of TV credits.
Yeah.
When I looked through their IMDb's, not a lot of movie stuff. We got Matthew Daddario, brother to Alexandria Daddario. I'm probably saying that wrong. But from True Detective is what I always think of her from. But she's gone on to have a kind of a big career.
Yeah.
Samuel Davis, Nadine Crocker, and Dustin Ingram play the 5 friends, along with a slew of other little parts that are in here as we'll go through. This baby's sitting at a 3.7
What?
on IMDb.
Oh, why?
3 point. That's really low. That's towards the bottom for us.
That's too high.
0%. The coveted 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
Sounds about right.
So not a single positive review from critics. 3.7 on IMDb. Guys, it more than qualifies to be on Bad Movies Rule. So we'll see if it does indeed rule. I'm guessing Mattila thinks that it doesn't based on his little comments here and there so far.
We'll see. It's always a mystery.
Yeah.
I'm on the edge of my seat over here.
Kurt, I know you. I mean, you're not like Nicole, and not let's throw shade at Nicole while she's not in the room, but she won't even watch a horror movie. This is why I never put her.
Yeah,
on,
no.
Right? You'll watch them, but you hate them, if I remember.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan. So, like,
Me neither.
my whole, like, my history with horror is, like, enjoying hanging out in, like, haunted houses and being an actor in a haunted house.
Yeah.
But I do not like being scared.
Got it. So is there a horror movie you like?
I really like Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Does that count as a horror movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a satirical horror movie.
Got it.
Sure.
I've never seen it.
But I also enjoy just the main genre guys. Jason,
So you've watched
Michael
those
Myers.
at least.
Yeah, I've seen them.
Were you on Jason X when we did
I
Jason?
was.
Okay, so we've done at least a horror movie together here.
Yeah,
on the
I
show
enjoy 'em.
before. It all bleeds together. I don't remember who's done what at this point, but now you're on Cabin Fever, so whatever you've thought before, you're welcome is all I'm saying.
Thanks.
Don't tell me you don't get the sweet assignments, okay?
Oh, no, I get
Cabin
them.
Fever 2016, baby.
Yeah. D-Wars.
D-Wars.
That was my favorite.
You get Dwarves, Cabin Fever. That's what happens, man.
Batman versus Superman.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was a good one. Yeah, we had a good one on that one.
Awesome. Well, hey, look, this might not be Batman versus Superman, but it is a movie versus our sanity, and we appreciate you guys listening to this episode. If you want to connect with the show, there's all kinds of ways that you can do it, as we've said multiple times. Hit us up on email so that we can have your emails read on our mailbag segments. This show is trash@gmail.com. We're the worst movie podcast ever recorded. We got an email address that matches that. You can also call the show 262-757-8567. Leave us a voicemail. We'll answer those on the same mailbag episodes. And if you haven't done this yet, head to our website, badmoviesrule.com, and you can sign up for our email newsletter. We do not spam people, but once a month, usually the first week of the month, we send out our monthly newsletter. You get advance notice. Here's all the episodes coming this month. You get advance notice on what our poll movies are going to be on Patreon and what could potentially be a voted on episode. Plus, sometimes we put out deals for merch and all kinds of things. And so if you want to also get up-to-date news, know before other people changes that are coming up on the show, you can sign up again for that at badmoviesrule.com. All right, guys. You guys ready to dive into Cabin Fever?
Oh, yeah, head first, baby.
This movie starts off with a single word, a single phrase of dialogue. Pancakes! But the context is not what you'd expect.
No, not at all.
No.
I was really hoping for pancakes, too.
Guy in the woods carrying back
A jackrabbit.
back something he had hunted and came back. He's like, oh, I got dinner, and there's just a dog that you think is maybe dead or asleep.
You were hoping for one or the other. It's a 50-50 shot.
But he like touches it and the thing exploded.
Oh, yeah.
basically.
It makes like a steam release.
Yeah, it was like
It was like the turkey from Christmas Vacation. It was just like
pancakes. Oh,
serves him right. Who names his dog Pancakes?
honestly, Pancakes was also the last character in this movie I cared that died. So
Valid point. Valid.
Fair.
It's like, what, 2 minutes in? And I was like, that's probably my favorite character. And he's already gone. I didn't even get to meet Pancakes. And let me tell you, the score when we do the zoom in for the title sequence here is working hard.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, this is gonna be a scary movie.
Throughout the movie, it's like that.
It was trying super hard.
Oh, yeah.
Right? But we zoom in on a car that is traveling up a lonely road, and we have 5 college-age friends heading out into the wilderness for a week's vacation. What horror movies ever started that way?
Right.
None of them.
Alert.
Let's hit it.
Yes.
I mean, I can think of like 4 or 5 horror movies that start this way. And why do they always seem to be taking a vacation in places that no one's ever vacationed in their lives?
No phones.
Friend from the back. Hey, where did you say we're going again?
Like, you wouldn't know. You just get in the car. Didn't even pack a bag.
I don't remember where we're going.
And every time they end up at a gas station, again, which they're about to, another trope.
Yes.
And it's always people that are confused that anyone else is there. Like, no one ever comes to these. How do they find these cabins?
And they hate the outsiders.
Right.
Yes.
They always hate the
Them city slickers are coming in here,
Yeah.
staying on our property.
We don't take kindly to you people around here.
We don't take kindly to you city folk.
That's right.
And there's always that weird,
Kid?
this couple is a couple.
Oh.
Yeah.
This one is a potential couple. Then the wild card man.
The fifth wheel.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, it's always the fifth wheel. And that's the same thing. We've got, I can never remember. We got Main Bro and Marcy is a couple.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
Jeff and Marcy.
Second Bro and Karen.
Paul and Karen.
Possible couple.
Possible.
And then
Since like 5th grade.
Gamer Boy, BOI.
Bert.
Okay, perfect.
That's Bert.
Yeah. So those are the 5 friends that are traveling up.
That guy's
I thought it was Dawson, Joey, Pacey, Jen, and Jack.
That guy's what?
I don't get that.
That's before your time, pal.
That's an old
Oh
person.
my gosh.
Is it like Dawson's Creek? Or
Yes,
something?
that's exactly what it is.
You got it. Yeah!
Thank you.
Nicely
You get
done.
a cookie.
I don't think that guy has ever played a video game though.
Gamer Boy?
Yeah.
No.
They get to the cabin and he's like, "What?
No. they don't have-
of Duty? Like, did you bring your PlayStation?
No
your
Minecraft?
Xbox? Yeah. No Minecraft? For like 36 hours? What are we gonna do?"
Yeah, if he is a gamer, he's specifically that one gamer that plays COD and Minecraft.
Which I don't believe exists.
There's probably a small cross section of people. That's a very specific. That guy probably buys gamer girl bathwater.
That's a,
Do you know what I'm saying? That's the vibe I got from Bert.
I can't.
I'm going to drink your
That
bathwater.
would have to go in the uncut.
That's why
leave
it's
it.
there,
I'll
Ryan.
leave it.
All right, that's fine. All right.
It's on the floor.
They stop at this gas station and there's a kid in a bunny mask.
Yeah,
okay,
Chewy the
Sure,
kid.
why not?
Oh my gosh.
Who the 5 get out of the car and they just walk up to the kid, as you do because you're going to the gas station, and this kid just bites one of the guys on the hand.
Yeah, you reach out
Well,
to shake his hand. Yeah.
Why are you walking up to Donnie Darko? Like, what are we doing? Like, he's gonna bite somebody.
Don't approach that kid. Right? I wouldn't even get out. I'd be like, let's go to the next one. The next one's in 47 miles.
We don't need gas that
We'll
bad.
push it
We're
the
good.
last 30 miles. It's fine.
We can push it for a while, I think. Right? I mean,
What are these gas stations making money from if nobody travels these roads too?
no one's there.
No.
Right.
Right?
They're just selling bait.
That Snickers bar he stole probably expired 5 years ago.
Right.
Right?
That's the reason why the car wouldn't start later. It was bad gas.
Probably even older than that. It was probably
It sat for so long.
it was still a marathon bar before they switched in Snickers.
I'm sure there are places, okay, that have fox piss just sitting around in a jar.
Yeah.
Can I
And
tell you,
if
actually,
if there is a place like that, this would be the place to get fox piss. Go ahead.
the first time I went on a date with Laura, on her kitchen table was a bottle of fox piss and a machete. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. And I was like, hey, this is a different kind of woman. And I'm here for it.
You proposed
and here
right
we are,
then.
Yeah.
all these years later.
Put her
I
out
just
the beard,
insulted her, basically.
Moved
I said,
out into the woods.
if anybody was going to have a jar of fox piss, it would be these people. And you're like, my
Well, she
wife
had,
had one.
she had the machete too.
I'll have you know.
Sorry, Laura. Okay.
No, it's fine.
Are those her people? Is that like where she came from?
No.
It wasn't
She's
like
from California.
was it a mason jar though?
No, it was like something for going out and like keeping animals away from
Gotcha. So
plants and stuff.
hers was commercialized.
I like to keep mine in a
It wasn't a
lab beaker.
mason jar of gamer girl water and fox piss.
This redneck milked his own fox piss.
Yeah,
Okay,
you know he did.
That's what's happening.
There's just a whole thing of foxes in the back. It's got
Just
them in there
lining
like
up.
chickens.
Like, oh, hey, I heard the doc in today.
That's what the fat guy did later on in the movie. He was the fox wrangler.
Oh, that's what it was. So anyway, this guy gets bit by this little kid with the creepy bunny mask on, and because
Made out of a paper plate.
yes, and because this
And that was a
happened-
serious bite.
it was
Yeah.
bleeding
That was
immediately.
deep. That
It
was
deep.
stitches.
That
Right.
was fast and deep.
Yeah.
The way I like it.
That's
I
what
was
she
happy
said.
this happened because that means we got to meet the greatest actor maybe ever, Aaron Trainer, who comes out playing, I'm assuming, Dennis's father?
Yeah.
Right? We find out the kid's name is Dennis later in
Dennis.
the movie.
I have a funny feeling that boy was taken and not fathered by anybody there.
And he comes out, what I tell you about biting city folk? I've never seen somebody come flying out of a door or flying into a movie at 14 and just stay there the entire movie. And he would just, did you steal a Snickers bar? I mean, the overacting was, it went past where it's cringy overacting into hilarious and awesome overacting.
I mean, but that's one of the trademarks of horror movies, and why I can't stand horror movies is because
Okay.
it's just dumb.
Time out.
All right.
I'm sorry.
No,
He's not
go
gonna
ahead.
let you drag horror movies like that.
All
I
three
just
of
did.
you hate horror movies.
Yep. Hate them.
Is a perfect example. This is the pinnacle of a movie that people watch and go, I'm going to try a horror movie.
Nice.
And they watch this.
No, I've
and it
watched other ones too.
ruins their... There are so many good horror movies
No.
out there.
Psychological thrillers, maybe. Horror movies, I don't know.
Yeah.
Patrick.
After
I
he comes
can
out-
I can plot out the movie within 10 minutes. You know what's going to happen.
Well, this movie, yes.
This
oh
movie,
my
yes,
gosh,
for
this
sure.
movie, yes.
Yes. There are some that have twists that you can't necessarily
What?
telegraph. But
It's in the water.
It is.
I spoiled that twist in the opening of the show.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody. It's in the water. We'll get to that. We don't even know what it is yet.
It's close though. It's
But-
close. This is where we get the like super zoom in.
Yes.
Where he
Yeah.
rinses his hand off on the.
Yeah,
Oh,
be-
I got us some water for you if you want to rinse your hand off. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was kind of a no-sell. Everybody was super chill about this horrific bite.
Yeah.
Because after the guy comes out, he's like, what'd I tell you about in City Folk? The guy that got bit was like, whatever, it's not his fault.
Yeah. He's just
Not his fault.
What is this? A special kid with a paper plate mask?
What do you mean it's not your fault?
Put a sign on them.
Yeah.
Kid bites.
Beware of
Who
kid.
would make that sign? Who would even think, like, oh yeah, just put a sign on this kid,
Right.
like it's some sort of roadside attraction, like come see the fantastic biting bunny boy.
Right.
They sell T-shirts.
But-
It's like, I got bit by Dennis.
Yeah,
But if Dennis bites me, there's no way in hell I'm going, hey, chill out, Dad.
Yeah. I'm
It's
be like,
not his fault.
you better
Hey.
euthanize that kid.
This is the second episode we've been on where someone's like, he's just protecting his baby.
That's true.
it's true. Yeah, why is nobody asking where the nearest hospital is? Because I'm getting rabies shots after this one.
Well,
Oh,
human
yeah.
bites are one of the worst.
And
you
check
can get.
yourself
Yes.
for lice, too.
yeah,
While
I'm
you're
pretty
there.
sure Dennis has
Yeah.
lice. All right, so he
In
does.
his teeth.
He tells him to go back and hose it off, which he does, and that's where we get the first slow zoom on the faucet. And they're walking around the store. The rest of them looking at jars of fox piss and whatever, trying to smooth things over with these guys because they got off on the wrong foot.
Yeah.
But of course, Gamer Boy steals a Snickers bar, and then he's like, "LOL, I don't know why." JK, here's it back. Like
Yeah.
I just do this.
sometimes
I'm
I
a
do it.
klepto. Yeah.
and he had probably $50 worth of beer in his hands, and he steals the Snickers bar. Like, is this one of those cases where he's like counting it out, like his quarters, nickels, and dimes, and then he's like, "Oh man, I'm short."
Right.
All right, just
take
Snickers bar,
Right.
in
they're
the pocket.
they're freaking hillbillies. They're not going to even realize.
They can't even count this high.
No, they can't. Hell, he knows immediately. They managed to get out of the store without getting raped or anything, and they end up going back to the cabin, which I thought was a real possibility while they were there.
Well, don't forget they also warned them that some hikers got sick.
That's right.
Check yourself for ticks,
Check yourself for ticks.
because the Lyme disease is real bad in these woods.
That's what it is. It's Lyme disease.
In
Yeah.
the water.
Okay. They get back
lime
to
water.
They get back to the cabin and they start exploring. And this is right when Gamer Boy throws a hissy fit about no internet, no TV, no phone, no Call of Duty, no Minecraft.
What are we supposed to do for 5 days?
Right.
Die.
Gamer Boy is big sad. Right?
He's big sad.
But at least he brought a gun.
Okay, he didn't
not
bring
that
just
sad.
a gun.
I can't play duck hunt, but I can go out in the woods
He
and
brought
play
it's a
everything hunt.
It's a side quest. Okay, this is the way he treats his life.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, side quest time. Learn how to build a fire, which he does with some lighter fluid.
Yes.
And he just douses it.
Yeah.
And then he pulls out his AR-15 and or whatever the heck.
It's not even an AR-15. It's the military version because it's fully automatic.
Perfect.
And it's not barely legal. Those are completely illegal. There is no such thing as a legal unless you have some sort of
potato.
unless you have some sort of
I mean,
permit
that
through ATF.
I mean, he didn't show me the
well,
paperwork.
I'm going to say Eastern Oregon, Eastern Washington. I mean, there's a lot of militia groups up there. So, I mean,
but it's not legal.
I get that, but easy to get
Easy to get.
from old Uncle Charlie, who's sitting there talking about his anti-government, treatise and, rounding everybody up to take over the world.
Well,
Just
He clearly does not understand any form of firearm safety.
no, because
he doesn't understand safety.
he's like, check out this sweet gun. And, main bro, what, Jeff?
Jeff.
Okay, main bro is out there by the fire, and he's just fires this thing off right at his feet.
Yeah.
And again, main bro's like, his whole reaction is, Jesus, man, keep that thing away from me.
Yeah. Again, no sell.
It's a miracle he didn't get shot.
Could you
Absolutely.
not do that?
That would be great.
Jesus.
Hey, I'd
Please.
prefer not to be shot today.
Right.
Can we just
If you could all just
Who
do
would
me
be
a
friends
favor.
with this guy?
And everyone's like, "You brought a gun?"
Yeah.
They didn't see this huge weapon get packed into the back of the truck.
In a gun-shaped case.
Why? That's an awfully odd shape.
It's like the
My
That's a
PlayStation
weird
5.
suitcase.
It's like the rifle version of the pocket fisherman. It collapses into itself and just comes with a little satchel.
Perfect.
Technically, they are collapsible because you can take them apart pretty easy. But
I'm talking about telescopic.
this guy wouldn't have been right now. I got you.
We don't see what happens yet, but he does go off eventually. He leaves the fire unattended after starting it and goes on a side quest out in the woods with his assault rifle.
Yeah,
shoot
pretending like he's
tree
taking
trunks?
out bad guys.
We don't
yeah.
know yet, yeah. So meanwhile, second bro and Karen are hanging
Paul.
out by the water, and
This is right where I was just waiting for I don't want to wait for our lives to be over.
Yeah.
I want to know right now, will it be?
well, you know they're gonna. It's gonna happen.
Yeah,
right.
you got to.
There's no way, and you could tell by the way he asks the first question. He says, "How long we known each other?" She's like, "4th grade." Why? And a shirt coming off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, geez."
I was
There
like,
it
dude,
goes.
if she's changing in front of you, you're out. You're friend zoned. Because she just doesn't even recognize, hey, I am exposing myself to you because
Right.
you are not a sexual object to her.
No, not at all.
You are safe. You are just like one of the girls.
She goes, let's swim to the island.
Sure.
Right? Which is we find a floating freaking platform. And you're like, oh, all right. And even me, I'm like, yeah, let's swim to the island. Let's see where this goes. Right?
Yeah, be careful of them zombies in the water.
But
Oh, wrong.
mid-swim, talk about one of the most jarring cuts and edits in my entire life. It's like they're just swimming, all of a sudden, sex! Like an aggressive sex scene. Boom! Like smash cut.
Smashing.
It was crazy.
That was
Hey, girls,
so.
why don't you come over here on my floating island?
This music doesn't even do it justice. Honestly, it'd be more like the sound. It should be like this.
Yeah, that's yeah.
And I'm done.
Bob.
Tatted and pierced, and she is just
I'm
Gyrating.
I've got a controller. I got my Xbox controller, and I've got my kids in the room. Not my youngest, but my daughters, who are both adults. I even said that out loud as I'm fumbling for the controller. I'm fumbling for it because I got to turn it back on because it shuts off after a while.
Sure.
I'm trying to turn it back on. I go, we're all adults here.
just making it clear to you. You guys are all
Clear to everybody. We're all grown ups.
Shouting at your phone, FBI agent that's monitoring me. We're all adults.
Because usually there's some kind of warning for a parent, right? Because I've watched R-rated movies with my kids because I try to screen the ones and be like, all right, nothing in this one that's really too bad. Let's watch this. But there's no lead up.
Yeah.
It just smashes right there. Boom.
Was the director's name
And Main Bro and Marcy are getting it on.
like hardcore?
Yeah.
Travis Z, is that the guy's?
Yeah,
Sure.
we'll just call him Weenie.
Okay, so Weenie Boy, like that dude just. I think the only reason he shot this movie is because he saw this chick and he's like, we're going to want to see you naked about 17 times.
Yes. Yes, it was shot in a way that was not artistic at all. Let's just say that, right?
Well, says you.
We've seen enough Van Damme movies where it's like they, Van Damme they'll like
You get to see his butt in the shot.
like
with the
carefully
moonlight.
place the sheet, in a certain way. They'll have the wind blow the curtain in to cover somebody's bits or whatever, and
Right.
and you're like, all right, that's fine. This was not that at all.
No.
and I applauded it.
This was,
Yeah.
jarring is the term.
Yeah,
I turned around and Bob was in my window. Like, Bob, get out of here.
All right, back at the island, it cuts back to the people that are not having sex yet, and they're still having a conversation. And she goes, "I think it's totally fine to just. You ever want to just kiss somebody just to see if they're a good kisser or not?" And second bro's just like, "What?" And
You
she
said
kisses her.
kiss.
Yeah.
That's another sign of a friend zone. She's like, there is nothing happening after this kiss.
No, because she kisses him a couple times and just jumps. I thought we were kissing.
Like, nah,
We
I'm over
were.
it.
She's like, I'm cooling off my naughty bits.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's what happened. There's a reason he stayed laying down and didn't jump right in the water.
Yeah, but
You're gonna blend in with all this wood.
I'll be with you in a few minutes.
I don't have any books to hide this thing. Damn it.
No, he's just got an island to lay on top of it.
It's just going in a circle because he can't steer.
He just has to find a knothole in the wood.
Yeah.
Gonna get a sliver.
Just so he can lay down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all.
I'm sleeping on a kickstand over here.
Meanwhile,
Well, if he's lucky, a largemouth bass is going to come along and nibble a little bit.
we find Gamer
Just
Boy.
floats to the top of the water because now it's dead.
It's in the water.
That fish has cabin fever.
Yeah, there's no fish in that water because it's in the water.
Yeah.
In the
Whatever
water.
it is. All right, we see Gamer Boy's out. Bert is in the forest playing war. Literally like a kid. Got you. He's
But
flipping
he
his
has
scope.
a
He's flipping his scope up and down.
actual firearm.
Well, what does that mean?
Well, just like Laser Blast when that dude was out in the desert playing war
Yes.
like a child again.
Exactly. This is a laser blast moment.
I
He
didn't-
just finds a gun laying in the middle of nowhere, and he just goes around going pew 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 pew
Yeah.
pew pew pew, and he's blowing stuff up. In this case, he ends up shooting a guy walking through the forest.
And who hasn't done that?
He just.
It's Pancake's his owner, right?
What?
This is another Hollywood trope.
What?
Is anytime you have a weapon, it's an assault weapon that is fully automatic.
Yeah.
That's completely legal, and you spin around and fire at the first sound.
The first right.
There's
he
a
hears
twig snap.
crinkle of a twig.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I didn't see you there.
The guy gets shot. No, we don't. We realize after this he's like rotting, like his flesh is falling off. Help
Just
me.
stay away from me, man.
Well, because it's Pancake's his owner, I believe.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
Pancake's
Yeah.
owner.
Yeah.
But
It's cousin Henry.
he does get shot, but then otherwise is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Like
Just
after
a
he gets
flesh
shot,
wound.
he's like, all right, but still help me.
He's like, oh, go get help. And then he's mad at him, like, no, don't leave me here.
You imagine you're just walking up, you're like, help me. Pow, pow. Help me more. I've been shot. I'm badly wounded.
It's just like, hey.
He had no intention of getting any help for this dude.
No, because he went home and told no one.
Right.
No.
So why didn't he use one or two more bullets to make sure that the dude couldn't come back and be like, yo, you got to go check this guy out? Like, why would he leave the guy that he shot? Just winged him.
Right. He saw where you went.
Yes.
Then the water doesn't get highly infected.
I think it was already infected.
That's what I don't
Way
know.
worse now.
Yeah.
Gross now.
There's grody-ness in there.
Yeah. I don't understand how you're standing there like that guy was though, and he's just like flesh literally dripping off of him, and it's just like it kind of hurts a little bit.
Do you have some Bactine?
Like, I gotta,
Perhaps some peroxide
Yeah.
would be duly noted. Thank you.
That's all
Maybe
my
a
mom did.
cotton ball.
My mom would just shoot some Bactine on me, whatever, no matter what kind of gaping head wound or whatever I might have. Just, here you go.
Just
A little bit of
slather
that.
it
it's okay. It's okay. It's numbing. It's never numbing.
It's not numbing.
Why does the dude that has, I'm just thinking about this, why does the dude that has an RV and a vehicle that is probably living there, just wandering through the woods
Yeah.
instead of using the Bactine in the trailer?
Right, when he started to not feel well.
Yeah.
Right? Get some Tussin, some Robitussin or whatever you got in that trailer.
Right, because I know that when I have flesh-eating bacteria, my first instinct is to wander in the woods away from my house.
Maybe someone will be in here with their gun and they'll help me.
Ryan, you might be a
Dr.
little
Quinn's
young.
out here.
But do you remember Solar Cane? Do you remember? It was like
yes.
the aerosol can. And our
For
parents,
sunburns.
Yeah. And I would get that sprayed on everything.
Oh, dang.
And it was like,
burn.
it was sticky too. So then you would stick to like your sheets. And then when you would get up, that's exactly what you want on that freshly sunburned skin was the peeling of stuff that is stuck to you.
Peel the sunburn off with it.
That's right. That's how you get rid of it, Patrick.
Right.
All right, look, it's time for, another
We should just keep it playing through the entire episode.
Yes.
nighttime campfire scene.
Sure. Why not?
Gotta have
with
one.
a random stranger and his Belgian Malinois.
My gosh.
Well, before we even get to that,
All right.
That was a German Shepherd.
before we even get to Dr. Mambo, okay, that's the dog's name.
Oh my God.
Cujo?
Karen prompts second bro to tell his trauma story, okay? How they worded it, if you remember. And he's like, oh, it's like, I don't want to, like, if people get secondhand trauma from my trauma or whatever.
Sure.
They're like, no, tell. He's like, all right. There used to be this bowling alley that he would go to all the time. And one time I asked if we were going, and my dad said we couldn't go because someone had tied up a bunch of people and then killed them one at a time. Now, I've condensed the story. But what exactly was his trauma? It was somebody else's story. Like his trauma is he can't go bowling anymore? Is that what's
I mean, we could have a very long discussion about trauma from a serious standpoint, but I don't want to do that with this bullshit. So I'm just going to say
the 30-second version.
Right. No, I mean, like, ultimately, yeah, you could.
Nothing happened.
But if you witness it more than anything else.
No, he just asked his dad if he could go bowling. He's like, we can't. They murdered a bunch of people there. That's not his trauma.
No. Like, if he had, like, had his wiener in the way and the ball return smashed it between two bowling balls, that would be trauma. But, somebody did something at a place I used to go.
So just to point out something idiotic about the script, have him tell a story about something that happened to him.
Right.
Maybe it was like the floating platform and he just got his wiener stuck in a bowling ball hole.
And this is the story he came up with, so he wouldn't have to tell it anymore. I don't want people to know I humped a bowling ball when I was 7.
No, there was 9 people got butchered there.
Yeah.
That's what happened. I got out with both my nuts.
Yeah.
And a bowling ball.
Miraculously, a third one appeared too because of the trauma.
Trauma story of all time.
It stretched it out real long.
All right. So you're right. Then
The trauma, I meant. The trauma.
Right, I forgot. Rando creepy guy shows up.
Yeah.
And he looks like a normal guy. But when I call him creepy, it's because whatever direction, whether if it was Zikwini or whatever his name is, or this actor's choice, he decided to say whatever dialogue he was given in the creepiest way possible.
You're talking about Matthew McKinda lame?
Yes, exactly.
Hey, y'all, I
He's
got
like-
some weed.
Hey, guys. What are you doing out here alone? You know, like, just like,
Do you mind if I sit with you for a
Oh,
while?
we're kind of having a conversation
With his
here.
attack dog.
Weirdo.
which is fine if it's going to go in a creepy way, but he ends up being just a normal dude who wants to smoke some weed.
With a 1-gallon bag of weed. But he puts that
1-gallon
back in his
bag.
pocket
Right.
and pulls out a pre-rolled doobie.
Right.
And he's like, we'll just smoke this little bit
Yeah.
here instead.
Right.
We're talking hundreds of dollars worth of weed that he pulls out in a Ziploc bag, the way that I used to buy it when it was illegal. Not the way that it's legal, because he came from Berkeley in California, where he was probably buying it from a very nice dispensary.
Right. You'd imagine, even in 2016.
And I can't even remember because the movie was so dumb at this point of what it was, but there was some sort of reference to money. And I was like, I don't think this guy really cares that much about that little amount of money because he's walking around with $500 worth of weed in his pocket.
Right, which
in
he
the
just-
woods that he could just...
He just
Drop.
uses to buy himself into conversations and show when he has to for clout. And then he's got his little pre-rolled stuff that he actually smokes.
It's probably just grass clippings, and it's his friend bag.
It's
my
something.
friend, I got
I know,
weed.
come on. And these are just him and the 5 of them, and even Dr. Mambo, his stupid dog. They're just the most cliche horror movie characters of all time. All they talk about is sex, weed, and video games. That's it.
Yeah.
They're just sitting around the fire talking about sex. They're just sitting around talking about weed after when we got some weed, beers. They make a bet about I can just drink beer this whole time. That's all their They don't have regular human interaction.
Well, Karen, this was honestly, I thought was one of the creepiest lines of dialogue. She's like, oh, well, I just spent 5 days. These guys had me drink nothing but beer. They wouldn't let me drink anything but beer for 5 days straight. I was just like, that's terrifying. Like,
right. Were
what
you a
is
prisoner?
that?
Right.
They're making you like.
Tell your trauma story.
And then they all.
No, we don't want that one.
So this is
We want the story about the vibrator.
This is like the plot point of this part, though, of the fire is because they all make a pact to only drink nothing but beer.
Right.
Right.
Which is all they bought.
A bet, really. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and stole the Snickers, but he took that
Right.
back. Right.
Hey, let's only drink the stuff we have. Okay, that's a pact.
Well, this is something that
Should be easy.
I shouldn't even invoke. I shouldn't even invoke Tarantino when talking about such a drivel like this. But this is something I remember him talking about with Reservoir Dogs, was the reason he writes his dialogue where it's like mobsters in movies, all they do is sit around and talk about mob stuff, who they killed and the job they're going to do. It's like when mobsters in real life, we'll talk about Madonna and music and tipping and whatever like normal human people do. But when you have cliche cardboard characters like this in a horror movie, all they do is talk about weed, sex, and drugs and whatever. They have no human interactions at all. None.
There is some possibility, though, that this age demographic, depending on what their life is really all about, this could be their normal everyday conversation anyway.
You're right.
Yeah.
I know the people I used to hang out with, this is what we talked about.
Eventually, after Creepy Bro leaves, rotting guy from the woods shows back up, and they all get kind of back their way in and they lock him out of the cabin. So now the 5 of them are in the cabin, Roddy guy or outside the cabin.
Yeah, he knocks on the door.
Yeah.
Hey, look at my face.
Yeah,
Can you help me?
It's just falling off.
I'm not answering the door.
If someone knocked on your door and looked like they were that wounded,
Right.
you're going to really just lock them out and be like,
So this happened to me. This happened to me. I had a bike accident. I went ass over tea kettle over the handlebars, smashed my face into the concrete. I am
That
just
explains a lot.
absolutely bleeding, like profusely. I knock on these people's door. It's the middle of the day in my hometown, and the woman like calls for her husband. Like she's about to open the door and then calls for her husband. I'm like 14 but I'm bleeding all over the place, and he comes to the door to open it.
Yeah.
She wanted nothing to do with it.
Pretty weird.
So, but I think also what helped is that
You
one
were
dude.
14 and not 27.
No, I was on my way to football practice actually when it happened.
Right.
And I get it. And plus, with this movie, Gamer Boy is like, oh shit, that's the guy I shot.
right.
That's right.
No, don't let him in. Don't let him in.
They lock eyes, and he's like,
Right.
Ew. They're like, what? That's weird.
and they all look at him.
What a strange thing to say.
I don't know this guy. He's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
This guy's nuts. I shot him in the woods. What?
Dude,
I mean, nothing.
Dude crawls inside of their Roddy McGee crawls inside of their car.
Which they left the keys in?
Yes.
Okay.
But the keys
Just
are in.
checking.
And
Is that
starts
cliche?
As
vomiting
one does.
blood all across the windshield. Just torrents of just blood.
He just upchuck cabin
Everywhere.
fever all over
Okay.
the windshield.
And I
So
want to
his
say,
flesh is rotting off. He's got bullet wounds.
Yeah.
He has lost liters of blood. And he's still cool.
he's still
still
trying
I
to
got
drive
this.
away.
I'm going to drive.
And I've got to tell you guys that the sequence of events that followed him getting in and vomiting was the biggest bunch of Keystone Cops BS nonsense that I've ever seen 5 adults try to handle a situation.
And that's exactly why when you said earlier that he tried to remove the comedy, I thought of this scene immediately because they're outside.
Yeah, let's go one at a time.
Yeah.
First, second bro, in an attempt to get him out of the car, smashes up their own car with a baseball bat.
Perfectly reasonable.
Get out of there! Come here! Okay.
Break out the windshield.
I'm sure he'll come out now.
Yep.
Right. Then Gamer Boy shoots the tire of their own car.
Yep.
Out.
At that point,
Okay.
you should have heard lock.
So far the plan is going smoothly, right? Then, not to be outdone, Main Bro goes inside and bare hand grabs a flaming log from the fireplace.
Sure. Who doesn't?
To go, I need a weapon.
Yeah.
I'll go grab a flaming log from the fireplace.
Yep.
But before, not to be outdone by Main Bro, before he can even get outside, Marcy attacks him with a liter of lighter fluid.
I saw
Yes.
the 2 women with a deer antler and a bottle of lighter fluid, and my thoughts immediately went to the one episode of Friends,
Yes.
where Chandler grabs a bottle of Dawn as a way of like attacking whoever is going to come into their apartment.
Right.
It was ridiculous.
Well, because there's no fire yet, because Main Bro hasn't come back with the flaming log yet.
Yeah.
And Main Bro didn't get the flaming log because he knew she was going to tag team him with the lighter fluid. She just thought on her own, this lighter fluid, this is what it's going to save the day here. And obviously, lighter fluid in open wounds probably hurts a whole lot, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably
I mean, you
hurts
would think
worse.
so.
Once you're on
Yeah.
fire, too.
But Main Bro, seeing what happened, is so shocked that he just, as a gas, and just drops the flaming log, which lights a trail of lighter fluid and lights the guy on fire. So they've smashed their car, shot their car, lighter fluided the guy, and lit him on fire with a flaming log from the fireplace. This whole time, I just wanted to like. It's ridiculous.
I just go back to him going, "Help me!" And it's like, "I got you, I got you, bro." One diagnosis of flaming.
I mean, at least it cauterizes the wounds, I guess.
And then
I cannot believe that you said that he wants this to be a more serious version, and this got left in.
I know, it was a comedy of errors, dude. Emphasis on comedy. And then there's a lake right there, and the guy just walks down the street on fire.
He can't see where the lake is.
No.
And then
Nobody does anything.
the cherry on top of this scene is it cuts to them. They're all inside. We don't know how long it's been. They're sitting around the table and goes,
So,
it's raining now, so it probably put them out.
Yeah.
That's not comedy.
We murdered a guy. Well, the rain took care of it, though.
It's raining. We're fine. It's raining.
It'll wash away our sins. We're good.
Jesus. The hell is going on? That's all I can figure. I think this doesn't.
Well, I love that they're all just staring at each other like, so,
Let me tell you, I was
did you
dying.
murder a guy?
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Brick killed a guy.
I was dying, guys. It was
How about all that
so
blood?
Funny.
This has to be like the stupidest movie I've ever seen. It's so dumb.
You didn't watch
I
Laser
was
Blast, did you?
so mad the entire movie.
Yeah.
I was mad for 2 days after watching it.
Sorry. You texted me. I never asked you the intent behind it. Like, have you watched Cabin Fever yet?
And then I didn't tell you
And
anything
then you
after
didn't
that.
say anything. I was like, no. And I just waited for you to but I assumed it was, you wanted to commiserate. But
And I wasn't even going to tell you anything.
Oh,
I
okay.
just wanted to know if you'd watched it.
fair enough. They argue a little bit around the table. And this is when Marcy says, I'm going to find help, and rows away in a boat.
Yeah,
Okay.
just
A
going
canoe.
canoeing.
Just
Good luck.
not down the road.
It's a lake. I don't think it's a river. It's not going anywhere other than what you can probably see because it didn't look that big.
No, you can see the other side
Yeah.
of the lake. So we're like, all right, fine. And we never see where she goes.
I don't, and the thing is, I don't think she's much of a boatswoman either. Like, I don't get the feeling that she's out canoeing often.
No?
No.
No.
What about you?
I don't.
No?
So I'm not getting in the canoe.
I can row a boat, canoe.
I just got that.
As she's paddling away, we do get this zoom in on this pipe coming out. This is important.
Yes.
Coming out of the lake.
Yes.
Yeah.
Follows it all the way up to the
Which
cabin
is also tropey.
and right into
The
kitchen. Just piping their water
Yep.
literally straight.
Nowhere else in the house, from a plumbing standpoint, so you
I was
know.
going to ask
I
you about
wanted
this.
to know.
That's
yeah.
exactly. It just goes to the kitchen. There's no bathroom. There's nothing.
Straight into the middle of the wall.
Just right through the window and back down. And
don't-
no hot water.
You don't need any
nothing.
filtration or anything.
Nope.
either,
No
right?
pumps.
It's just a pipe.
No,
It's
it's just
just a
water
pipe.
just magically going up this extremely bending. I mean, that's an unnecessary
Yeah.
amount of elbows.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know,
It's not efficient.
well, it's not a proper pitch.
He's
the
watching
problem
this too.
is you have to swing join everything.
And
right?
Kurt's watching this going, who did this?
I thought of Kurt immediately.
Yeah. I was
Is Kurt
curious
on
what
this
you did.
episode?
Yeah.
We got to
did
bring
check.
this up.
Dude.
Immediately.
Like, and I also felt like the water, the pipe didn't quite touch the water completely. I thought either, like it was
No.
above it.
I don't even
It
remember.
evaporates into the pipe. That way you don't need to filter
There's
it.
just a guy under the sink siphoning.
Yeah.
You need a lot of suction.
The only one who's really upset about this murder is Karen, who's just like, we murdered a guy. We burned him. And then second bro goes, it was an accident.
That doesn't change anything. The guy has been lit on fire. I love the justification of it. Like, dude, it was an accident. Like,
Yes.
You know what's not an accident?
Yeah.
Not following up with anybody to say, hey, we accidentally lit someone on fire. You might want to check on them.
Yeah.
And we didn't put him out.
It's also really dumb not to go say, hey, if we're not going to tell anybody, we should go figure out where the evidence is. And the evidence here is melty fireman, and where did he go?
Right.
Down the street.
We should bury him.
And so they never go to look for him.
No.
They do go down. So in this case, it's Main Bro and Gamer Boy walk to another house to look for help with their car. Okay?
Yes.
And
The goddamn hogs.
they end up meeting Hog Lady. Is that what you're laughing about?
Yes. You hear a squeal from the barn.
Yeah.
After already saying that the house itself looked creepy,
Yeah.
let me go check out what's this squealing in the barn.
And they've obviously never seen a creepy house before, because I just said to Dan, I was like, that looks like
looks like a
absolutely
farmhouse.
Totally normal house.
Yes.
There's like 12 of them that look identical to that in Burlington.
Right.
But the
So-
squealing pig sounds, that is going to give me pause.
Let's go in that dark barn instead.
And
Yeah.
this lady's like, them hogs got so rot. Something's walking around, some animals making them all sick. What can I do with this? Nothing.
Whilst also holding the hog's guts and shaking them violently in their face.
Blood's just like hitting their face, and they're like, blink, 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 blink.
It's a weird scene
Yeah.
because she talks to them like she's known them forever.
What am I supposed
Right.
to do with all this rotten meat?
Did you tell Marcy about this? Like, who the frick is Marcy? Like,
She's
Who do you
back
think
at
these
the
guys
campground. We have sex later.
right? Well, I said, but I don't even think she said they were Marcy. I
No.
think she just said some name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That they're
Right.
supposed to know who the hell she's talking about. Then she's like, "Oh, I can't help you." They're asking about a tow truck or whatever.
I've already been to town once today. I can't go back.
Yeah.
Screw you.
But then the second they say where they're staying, her demeanor changes, and all of a sudden she's like, "Oh, well, come on inside. I got a phone. I got a radio. We'll call a tow truck or, whatever. See if we can get them out there." Like, all right, that's cool. Go in the house with her. She's trying to. She doesn't actually ever call anybody, but she's trying to get the radio or whatever.
She had a bouquet of doll heads.
She did in a little thing right in the
cool.
frame there. Mm-hmm. And they mentioned about how somebody
Time to go.
stumbled into their cabin or whatever, and they accidentally shot him. Or they're
Set him on fire.
They're sharing a lot of information with this woman, and she has a picture like right here on the wall, and she's like,
Wasn't Cousin Henry, was
"It
it?
sounds like Cousin Henry is." And they were. Could they have been more obvious that they had killed Cousin Henry? Because all of a sudden they're like, actually, our car is fixed. It's fixed.
Yeah, we got it.
And we actually
ya.
don't need it fixed anymore because we remember when we fixed it.
I'm actually blind in both my eyes.
That's right.
So I don't even know
So
what he looked like.
We're gonna go because we have a car that doesn't need help with anything. All right, see you later.
Well, the best. Oh, sorry.
No, but I'm just like that's.
Well,
but-
right before this, though, she offers him water.
Yeah.
And there's a part where you're like, no. Because we, as
Yes.
the audience, know that the water's infected, but they don't. And there's a moment where he like brings it to his lips, and then he goes, that's when he realizes it's Henry, and he's like, he puts the glass down, and he's like, oh, no, never mind. And they put both the glasses down, and you're like, oh, those guys
But
are
the
safe. They didn't drink
glasses
the
are
water.
also covered in pig blood,
blood,
because it's
yeah.
all over her hand still.
Been handling it.
Well, you got to ingest it.
Yeah.
And so she just kind of lets them walk out the door. We don't know. Well, sadly, we'll talk about this when we get to the ending. Nothing gets explained. So I think she was trying to get them to drink the water because they're all trying to get whoever comes to this cabin killed. I don't know. I don't
It's
want to
so
get into the
weird because
weeds
it
on
feels
that,
like they keep putting out little breadcrumbs. Like, ooh, maybe it's creepy guy at the fire. Ooh,
Yeah.
maybe it's this. Ooh,
Yeah.
maybe it's that. But they keep showing the same damn thing with the water.
Right.
So it's almost like he's trying to be clever with plot twists.
Right.
But
you
giving
already
away
know.
his own twist every time.
Yeah, every
Yeah.
time. Every
Well,
time.
and why is Hog Lady not sick? Why is Hiker Boy not sick?
Because her water comes from aquifer.
Okay, but
below-
why would her cousin be sick if he's part of the family?
Well, because he lives in that trailer.
Yeah.
And his dog got
He ate
sick.
the rotten rabbit.
Well, yeah,
the
his
dog
dog
exploded
exploded
in his
onto his face.
Yeah.
And he drank the blood.
So it's also the blood.
Well,
not
is
just
this the
water.
point, too, where, like, Karen drinks the water?
No, we're getting there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, she has drank the water because he gives her the water when she's
calm down.
calmed down when she was mad before.
Yeah. And
She's drank the water.
And
at
you're
this
like,
point.
no.
Yeah,
No,
she
no.
drank it.
Oh, God, she drank the water.
So much for their only beer packed.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Break the pack. That's what happens.
Yeah.
while this is happening, Second Bro is meeting with a cop at the cabin. A cop has shown up. This is Deputy Winston.
I thought I had the wrong movie for a second here.
Did somebody order a police officer? That's what you thought was happening? She was like, hello, I'm Detective Winston.
I don't know what this song is.
I got a
It's
pack
not
of
sexual
donuts with
in
you.
any way. I don't know what is going on with your brain, James.
What's up, party boy?
She was,
I got some donuts for you.
That's right.
seemed
Is
like
that your lady? She's kind of cute too.
a complete stripper, like or a hooker
Yeah, I
that
was
got
gonna
ordered.
say.
Yes. Deputy Winston was there to party because that's all she wanted to talk
You
about.
a party boy?
That's
you
right.
want to party? And I like partying.
I know how to get out of a ticket with Deputy Winston.
Oh, I bet you like to party with the ladies.
I got
party
out of
boy.
tickets and into
I hate this song
something comfortable to wear.
so much.
You know, people in that town are just getting pulled over just to hang out with Officer Winston.
If I speed up and down this road, she's bound to pull us over at some point, man.
Yeah.
What's up, party boys? You were going 60 and a 30. Oh, take us to jail, Officer Winston.
You got them handcuffs? Let's see them.
I just started thinking
these
of-
ones are furry.
I immediately thought of Super Troopers and them pulling over the German tourists.
Yeah.
Yes.
A movie I would much rather be watching.
I don't understand though.
Great
Like,
movie.
what was she doing? Why was she acting
Oh,
like that?
she's investigating nothing. There is a car right next to her covered in blood and beaten and shot. And she's just like, looks at it. She's like, yeah, I can probably get you guys a tow truck out here. You know, like real thorough investigation
Yeah.
from Officer Winston into what's happening here.
What's that smell?
Right?
Is that cabin fever I smell?
Somebody try to kill you? Oh, that's all right. Hey, look, I'll get you a tow truck. You're my top priority, party boy, because this is party town. That's literally the dialogue that she says. Okay.
Yeah.
It smells like sex in here.
She's like, you know how to call me? And he says, yeah,
Your
911.
number still 911?
Alrighty then.
That's what I thought.
Exactly. That's where I was going. Well, and it's great too because like shortly before this, they're talking about how they have no reception. She literally tells him,
Yeah.
you can only talk to me via radio.
Right.
And then she's like, do you have my number? And he's like, is it still 911? I'm like,
No, I
"You-
just said
I don't have a phone.
Yeah, none of this makes
How
sense.
was this not shot at somebody's apartment in Bakersfield, California, and just turning into
That's where they wrote it.
like this plot is as flimsy as a porn plot.
Oh, for sure.
Like it doesn't matter. It's
And
just,
not
they
as
just
entertaining.
change it. No.
At this point, after the cop leaves, Dr. Mambo, the dog, stumbles back in looking all rabid and rotty and gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're washing the Jeep.
They're they're trying to, wash the Jeep off or whatever. And two of the guys there are frozen in terror. And this is when Marcy shows back up from her boat ride. She has the AR, the assault rifle,
Yeah.
and she shoots at the dog, and the dog runs away. She
And
can't hit the dog.
And somebody says, "Nice shot."
No. He says, "Where did you learn to shoot like that?"
Like what? Into the gravel instead of the dog?
She missed.
She missed 4 times.
That was incredible.
I could shoot that well.
And she goes, I had 2 brothers, and then throws a unsafety loaded assault rifle to somebody with their hands full.
Yeah.
Who has to catch it with his forearms.
Slippery, soapy hands. Here's
He
this
just
gun.
catches it like, ugh. Okay, like everybody that's got 2 brothers knows how to
Yeah.
shoot an
You
assault
think
rifle.
you're
and
the
miss.
only gamer, she says? Yeah.
I mean, your sister knows how to shoot a gun.
I know.
She has 2 brothers.
She has 2 brothers, but
So
it's not because
we
of
can
us
tell
that she knows how.
that's actually factual.
She taught me.
When she just tossed the gun to him, I just wanted
you
it
want it to go
wanted to
off?
go off and her to get shot in the face.
But it's not a comedy. It's
not,
It's not
no.
a comedy. You're not allowed to.
They have some more kitchen table arguments.
that don't matter.
don't
None
matter.
of this matters. This entire movie does not matter.
Karen is starting to really not feel well.
Nope.
And so
She's
she
got the
goes,
cabin fever.
I'm going to go lay down. And he's like, here, have some more water. This will make you feel better.
Yeah.
And she goes to lay down. And this is probably meant to be later in the day, but this is just to point out how crappy the editing was in this whole thing. Is she goes, I'm going to go lay down. Here's some water. The next shot is him coming into the room. And she gets, oh, I didn't mean to wake you. And like from 5 seconds ago when you walked
Right.
in here.
Yeah. There was
Right?
like no time.
There's no time in between at all. So it makes it look like she goes in the room, lays down. He's like, oh, I'm sorry to wake you. Here's some more water I want you to drink.
Drink this
You know,
water.
drink this water.
Trying to kill her.
He's the only one that knows it's in the water.
This was funny.
The Bill Cosby special that he's slipping her.
Gamer Bro and Main Bro are out trying to they're fixing the tire on the Jeep. He's like, yeah, I know how to change the tire pretty good, but I still don't know what's wrong with the engine.
Yeah.
You shot it.
when
You
did
put some bullets in it.
Yeah.
when did the engine have a problem?
It didn't. He just shot the tire.
It's a Jeep.
That's fair.
Fair enough. That's
fair.
valid.
We pissed some people off with that one right there. I pissed some people off. It's a Jeep thing. You wouldn't understand. Good. I don't want to. You're a dick.
Maybe all your little rubber ducks can get some
Well, you
cabin
can-
fever.
Yeah.
Kiss a Jeep endorsement goodbye.
That's fine. Check.
Get that one. One more brand that'll never work with us.
Time to pay the bills.
That's fine.
Sorry.
While they're fixing the tire, Rabid Dog shows back up on this like rock over by the lake, and they
Dogs love rocks.
Do they both take shots at it, or just one of them?
No, just the one.
Just main bro.
He says, "Don't move,
Don't-
don't look behind you." He's like, "Why?"
Dude.
He's like, "You think you can hit it from here?"
Dude can't hit the broadside of a barn. This rock right next to the dog, like just move this much this way, because everyone's like ding 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 ding.
Well,
right
the
up
best
this
part
rock.
was the dog looks over and goes,
And it's just
Didn't
the
even
dog,
run.
The dog doesn't move.
"No."
It's like Deputy Garcia in Reno 911 always
Yes.
misses everything he shoots at.
You could duck hunt this thing and just walk up to it and shoot it.
Just dog pops back down.
Boom.
Just standing there.
Meanwhile, second bro is getting to second base with a sick girl in bed.
And they don't hear the gun going off outside.
That's fair,
And
though.
these two
No,
are
that's
shooting
fair.
the gun.
He is
He's
hyper
not hearing it.
focused.
She would have been like, "What was that? Let's stop immediately."
Yeah, you're right.
But
No, it makes sense he wouldn't stop.
these two are shooting the gun and having a normal
He's trying to shoot his shot.
It's true.
But while they're trying to shoot the dog, they're just talking to each other in a normal tone of voice. If that was actually happening, they would have been like, "Did you hit it? No? Okay, try aiming over it." You wouldn't hear anything. Your
And
ears
those
would be
assault rifles
ringing.
are loud, dude, and you're just in the driveway.
I
Okay.
hate so much that you keep saying assault rifles, just so you know.
What? It's an assault rifle.
There's no such thing as an assault rifle.
Oh, yeah. There's people that really hate that term, so
I hate
I'm
that.
loving the fact that you're using it.
What the hell is it called? Machine gun?
AR.
It's an AR or just a
Doesn't that
rifle.
stand
just
for
a
assault rifle?
No, it does not. It's
I don't know
Armalite.
about these things.
That's
AR.
okay.
Am I going to not get in trouble now if I switch
I don't
to
care.
AR?
It's not.
Sorry, all you people that got annoyed that I was calling it an assault
Wisconsin
rifle.
everywhere. I'm pissed.
There's just
So are the Jeep folks.
The only gun I've ever fired in my life.
Jeeps and guns.
there's just not such a thing as an assault.
The only
rifle.
gun I've ever fired in my life, I fired shotguns and rifles, like you know,
a hunting rifle.
like a hunting rifle, and handguns. I've never fired what I would consider or have referred to as an assault rifle.
Yeah.
because that's what I thought they were called.
They're literally just rifles.
Okay, rifles. So fine. You're right. Rifle goes off in the driveway. The people in the bedroom are hearing it, but he's too busy squeezing her boob to care. Okay. Full
Apparently,
on.
cabin fever makes you horny. Yeah.
Laura got so, like, she was just like, oh my God. How uncomfortable the way this guy is trying to touch this boob. Like,
No
every
experience.
inexperienced guy out there
Yeah.
did this to a chick at some point. This guy's in college.
Like a stress toy.
yeah, like a bag of sand.
And he's,
Just really hard.
I understood that.
I'm sure they love that.
Then
Boobs are like a bag of sand.
not to bury the lead here, but then he goes down.
Bury the
He goes
lead?
down with
Yeah.
his hand to third base.
Finds her zombiever, right?
Goes
Yeah,
down to-
exactly.
and he's got his hand down there for a few seconds before she starts going, ow, 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 ow. He's
That's
like,
my leg.
What? And then pulls his hand out, and his two fingers are just covered in blood and hair.
An insane amount of hair. I was just like, what kind of 70s scene is going on down there?
They pull the blanket back, and there's blood all on her legs and her crotch. And I'm like, I think he pressed too hard. I don't.
He was clawing at both thighs and never got where he was supposed to go. Just taking off skin chunks.
I know.
She didn't know anything was going on down there until he just manhandled her.
And he comes running out. He slams the door in their face and like, stay in the room, stay in the room.
Oh, I care about you still, but you gotta get away.
He comes running out,
Pressed too hard.
and they're like, we weren't doing anything. She's sick. Don't ask why there's blood on my fingers.
Well, he's like running out the door like
This.
I
And
got
at no point does anyone even say or reference or anything that the fact that his two fingers are covered in blood.
Anybody got a tampon?
toupee.
And they all see where she's bleeding.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Just throw some Midol in the room. Like, let's get out of here.
I
Throw her a sandwich.
And the fact of the matter is, they did that. They made her like infection start where it did, specifically to play up on the whole like menstruation is terrifying trope.
She becomes quarantine care.
But they go, we're going to put you in the shed with a dirty mattress.
She's in a perfectly fine closed off room.
Yes.
And they're like, this isn't good enough.
There's a door that's shut.
Yeah. You need to go out there.
Out in the shed. They're like, or she doesn't want to. They don't even like sit with her. Like they put her in there. She's like, please don't, while they're shutting the door. Right. And I'm like, somebody can you can leave the door open
They're voting her off the island.
And sit 10 feet away and have a conversation with her so she's not sitting out there by herself. Like this would be a situation where COVID protocols would actually be useful. Okay. Right. Like
And they
social
wedged that
distancing.
log up against it too, so she couldn't get out.
Right.
It's a different spread they were fighting.
Just stay in there. There's no reason to try the door.
Like, night, night.
They even tell her, I'll stand. The gamer guy says, I'll stand first watch.
Right.
And then they all go inside.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't think
once-
anyone knows what first watch means. Like I'm gonna watch
once she's in the
safely
shed.
from in here.
all-
Meanwhile, we're all half naked.
They're all in the room going, I thought you were taking first watch.
Yeah. No. I'm taking the
goes
second
in.
first watch. Who's got first watch?
Oh boy.
They
this
all
is
just sit
awkward.
down and look around.
Nobody.
Do you think someone should be out with Karen?
Second bro.
It's good.
Second
It's
bro
daytime.
wanders out into the woods and finds a trailer where he tries to spy on a beautiful couple's lovemaking session.
The hillbilly lovemaking.
Wait, weren't they all investigating each other's half-naked bodies first, though, to check for ticks and stuff?
Yes, well, you're right. I forgot about the underwear inspection.
Yeah.
Right.
Which would have been naked.
They're all still got their
Especially
underwear
because we've
on.
already seen they're not shy
No.
about nudity.
Also, the
Gamer Boy's the only one at this point who hasn't seen anybody's anything, right? So at
Ever
this point,
in his life.
All right.
but we know that the infection can start in your crotch.
Right. So they're all
Everyone's
wearing
got
underwear.
Huge boxers on.
Yeah,
and
Well,
like-
she doesn't.
well, no, but it's like could be any one of us. We don't know.
Right.
Could be, but no.
People's apple bags are just rotting off and they don't even know about it because they got their underwear on.
Right. And these
Did I
people
just
in the
step on a
woods.
peach?
These people in the woods.
Apple bag.
It's just
He does the same thing that Pancake's owner does. He just wanders the woods hoping he'll run into somebody.
Not down the road
No,
again.
Not down the road. He just in the
These
gets
are the
accosted with a
dumbest
shotgun. You try to spy on our lovemaking. It was like a nothing scene that went nowhere.
Yeah, why
Nobody's
is he
trying.
leaving? I don't
them
even.
dirty yellow underbridges on that old man, too.
He
Like,
left.
he's just pissing all over himself all the time.
Yep, it's true.
Sometimes it leaks out a little, you know.
That's
Every
leaking out
time
a
for
lot.
him.
Not yet. I don't know that yet.
Second bro left to go get help for her right away.
That's right.
That's what
Yeah.
it was.
But he
Okay.
ends up coming straight back because this is where we have. I know there's been a couple kitchen argument scenes, but this is where they have the real argument where things are really starting to unravel and they're really screaming at each other. And this is where Gamer Boy drinks water. He goes, "Oh, you lost the bet," like for the first time. He actually starts drinking. This is like reeks of like
Yep, it does reek of that.
That's exactly what it was.
it reeks of like just hacky right. Like this is the scene where we argue with each other. Like it ultimately goes
Every
Turning
scene-
against each other.
nowhere. Right.
Every scene in this movie was let's move the plot.
Let's just yell. Yeah.
And so meanwhile, while this is all happening, the dog outside is trying to get into the shed, comes back and is trying to get into Karen in the shed. And they're looking out the window and they've got the AR. And he's like, all right, I'm going to shoot the thing. And the idiot goes, no, don't shoot it. Wounded animals are twice as dangerous.
Yeah, but dead ones aren't.
Then why were you trying to shoot it
Fucking
before?
shoot it in the head.
You tried to shoot it 2 other times. And now she's trying to get in there and eat Karen. You're like, oh, don't shoot the thing. That's really going to piss it off.
They don't like Karen. That's it. I think that's really what it is. One boy feels like he's been cock-blocked by her since 4th grade, and it's just like, I don't care. I almost got there, and then she starts like deteriorating beneath me.
Yeah, it's
After she kisses me, and I had a dry hump, a knot, and some pine board floating island. Screw
After
it.
I told her about my bowling ball story.
Yeah, this is bullshit.
They're talking about them all just being dicks and hating Karen because what they do, even after this, they don't try to shoot the dog. The dog disappears and they knock on Karen's door to make sure she's okay. She doesn't answer and they go back and don't check on her till the morning.
Right.
It's not until the next morning that they open the door and she's really now in bad shape.
Yeah.
She's
So when
definitely
she
got
didn't
the fever.
answer, you just all went to bed? Why not? It doesn't, none of it is a human, there's not one real human interaction or reaction to a situation in this entire movie.
No, the boy just randomly biting somebody at the beginning of the movie was even more realistic than most of these other humans.
Right. They check on her. She's in rough shape. Gamer Boy starts to have symptoms too. And he doesn't tell anybody that because he's that guy, right? Like in a zombie movie where you get bit.
Well,
and
you didn't even tell
people.
anybody who shot the guy. So,
Right.
yeah, he's like, pukes
Right.
up a little blood, and he's like, just wipe that off. I'm good.
Oh, crap. I can't tell.
But then he gets asked about it, and he's like, I'm not feeling that great.
Yeah. Well, because this is when they're trying to get Karen.
But I'm
into
going to drive.
They're trying to get Karen into the car.
Yeah,
to
Paul
take her
and
somewhere.
Marcy pick her up and try
Yeah.
and get her in the car, and she upchucks.
And this
fever
is
all
that
over
was
the
really
place.
bad. Yeah. And this is when Main Bro says to Gamer Boy, like, "You sick, bro?"
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I'm just going anyway. And he takes off without anybody on his own, takes the car.
Yeah, because they
After
started
like
arguing
3 minutes
about
of him telling
Go
them
ahead.
to get her into the car, and they
Right.
They're
won't.
trying to.
Yeah.
Kind of, not
Kind of,
really.
but
They're just
still.
standing there.
Yeah, Paul
There's just-
and Marcy are standing there holding her. She's yakking, and then what'd you call him, Gamer Boy? And,
Gamer Boy.
and Sweet Dude number one,
Main Bro and second
Main Bro sitting there yelling with Gamer Boy, and they're going, "Oh no, I'm not going. I told you not to get her. I'm not going in the car with her.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go grab beer and go find a shed somewhere."
Oh, that's right. Because right after he takes off with the car, then Main Bro is like, "F all you can all go rot." Like even his girlfriend, he's
Yeah,
like, F
you can all go rot. That's
Takes
literally what he said.
all of the beer and just walks down the road.
Just goes.
And he's just gone. And for a while, we don't see him again till the very end of the movie. Main Bro is just out. So now second bro is Main Bro.
Kind of a dick move.
It is. I'm like, you got to left a 6-pack?
Yeah.
One? You
Well,
got to take it
before he
all?
leaves,
Or not left and taking care of your folk.
there's a moment where Jeff throws up. Main Bro. He pukes a little, but
Yeah.
it's regular puke.
Yes, he's fine.
And then he goes to the sink and does the little rinse of the mouth.
But he spits it out.
Yes.
This is important. He doesn't.
Right.
He did not inhale. Okay.
Gentleman always spits.
Whoa.
All
do you
right.
do it?
So at this point, this is just another insane thing that happens in this movie. The insanity ramps up really from here. Marcy and second bro are hanging out in the kitchen, and they are the last two here because Karen is in a heap in the shed still. She then tells this very interesting story about a plane crash. I don't know what you guys thought about that story, but she's just talking about like, you know, you ever just, if you're in a plane and it was going down and everybody knows they're going to die and everyone's screaming and panicking, I would just grab the person next to me, whoever was next to me, and just F their brains out, basically.
I mean, I relate to that, but that's just me. That's a
Because
different
you know it doesn't matter.
Pat, please don't look at me like that again.
We're all going down. And
Whoa.
the first thing I think of is like, what if it's an old man sitting next to me?
Who cares? You're going down.
You're going down 2 times.
Might as well die with a smile on your face.
And she's just telling this metaphor, and because second bro is an idiot, he's just like, wait, is this cabin the plane?
Wait a minute.
Do you know something I don't know?
Is that me? And then sex.
Like crazy
I
again.
know, again.
You might say it becomes stabbing cabin fever.
Bro, I couldn't believe this girl.
So there was very, very little trivia on this movie on IMDb, believe it or not. But one of them is they specifically did a close-up on her ass in this because the actress that played that role in the first movie refused to allow her real butt to be used. And so they were like, well, we're going to put a butt in this
thank
one now. And it was like,
Just so she would feel bad?
like, that is
Petty.
the pettiest garbage I've ever heard in my life and the lamest excuse for nudity.
What this should
This'll
tell
teach
you,
her.
this is right. This should tell you like the 13-year-old mentality of Weenie Boy that
Yeah.
directed this movie.
This'll
That,
show you.
Like, you want to have a nude scene in your sex scene, fine, do your thing, whatever. But to do it for that reason,
Right.
Stupid.
Like it's better to just do it
No reason.
for no reason than to do it for that reason.
Yeah.
Right. You can be gratuitous if you want
Right.
to, but don't do it just to. Oh, I hated that. Yes. The reasoning behind it. I mean.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
The funny thing is this woman apparently wrote, directed, and starred in a movie
Oh.
called Continue, I believe, within the last couple years that won a bunch of awards.
Oh, wow.
Because, and it's, I guess, semi-based on her own life, where the main character in this survives a suicide attempt and is like taken to a psychiatric facility and goes through this rehabilitation progress. And apparently she is like gotten a lot of praise for that.
Oh, great.
But this is also on her resume.
Right next to it.
All right, fine. Well,
Just like this is on Eli Roth's resume twice.
well, yeah, it is. I should say this is an important note. At the end of their session,
No, it's not important, but it's a note.
it's a note. We're viewing this from outside through the kitchen window, and it's her back facing the window. And we see the tropey finger scratches down the back, as you see in these scenes.
I've got a question.
And the
on that.
flesh just rips away when he
Yeah.
does that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Isn't it
like
normally
bruises.
the girl who's scratching the guy's back.
100%. And my wife called that out immediately.
Felt like that
She's
was a little weird.
That was super weird. It was like some
doesn't know
Charlie
what
Sheen
he's
from the
doing.
Wraith
Yeah.
stuff going on. Right. It's just like, okay.
I mean,
This
everybody's
is what I'm
got their
supposed
kink.
to do, right?
Maybe this is why he.
We're not going to
get
kink
chicks.
shame anybody.
Yeah.
Some people like to scratch both ways.
All right, Patrick, it's fine.
All right. As Gamer Boy is driving wherever he's taking this car, he starts to pick at his arm.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, all I could hear was my mother going, that's never going to heal if you don't stop picking.
That's how you get a scar, man.
You know what I mean? I'm like, dude,
Put some Bactine on that.
get on that thing, dude.
Meanwhile, dads across America are telling him to rub some dirt in it and
Now-
just man up.
Would you ever go back to that gas station after experience number one? I don't care if your flesh is rotting off.
Nah.
No.
I might. Just to go hug those people.
It's fine. I got something for you.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, smear.
He gets out.
Cock-a-loogie on him.
The kid in the bunny mask, as soon as he gets out of the gas station, yells, pancakes!
Yep.
and bites his hand. Like, this point, fool me twice. Shame on me. You fool me once, you're not going to fool me again.
Right, exactly.
Just like,
But does that mean this boy bit pancakes?
is that what they're trying to say? That he's patient zero?
It's not actually in the water.
I don't know. He was there.
Nobody
He saw
knows.
it. No one knows anything because they don't tell us. But this one's on the guy for going within biting distance of this kid after seeing what happened last time.
Yeah.
And this time, Dad comes out and he's not mad at Dennis like he was first time. He's mad that the guy let him get bit because he has a flesh-eating
Sick.
virus
Yeah.
that he's going to now have. It's like, I told you never to let that kid bite you when you have a flesh-eating virus.
You're gonna kill my kid.
He even says, he's like, I lost one boy and I'm not going to lose this one.
That's right.
See, that's what I'm telling you. This is trafficking. This is not, he's the dad.
And
He's
where
like,
did he
"Man,
lose it at?
Now I got to go kidnap another one.
Yeah.
You know how many pick and saves I've been to this week?
He calls Finster out of the. But we didn't see Finster the first time.
Is this
Right.
the chubby fox?
The dude looked
keeper?
like a minion.
The
Yeah,
chubby
yeah.
fox.
He had
Like a
freaking-
silver fox.
dude had a
but-
yellow shirt and overalls on.
Maybe Finster is the one that was
Who's
siphoning
just
the
behind
water.
him?
It's just like banana. That's about how he talked. Like he doesn't even.
He's like banana.
Yeah. They chase Gamer Boy. So Game Boy takes off and they chase him in their truck, and Finster's in the middle. You know, it's a bench seat. And he's just
Why-
He's like ramming the car.
Well, yeah, it totally turns into another trope. There's a car chasing.
That's right.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't get how all the rednecks in this are from the deep south.
In
That
Oregon?
accent
In Oregon.
That accent exists everywhere.
Oh, does it? Have you ever been to Oregon?
No, but there's
Does it,
there's
though?
enough. Oh yeah, there's enough places all over. David Cross actually does a bit about
about
this,
that?
where he talks about how this this accent is
Yeah.
all over America.
Oh,
You just
all
got to go deep enough out.
Fair enough.
I don't ever want to get that far.
Meanwhile,
Lost.
no, I'm good.
I'm good.
Marcy
You got a pretty mouth, boy.
Marcy is struggling in the bathtub. Okay, her marks on her back
Yes,
are becoming more and more horrible looking.
really did a number
They're
on
looking
me.
Way worse. You really did a number on my back. She gets in the bathtub and it's just immediately like festering, and you realize it's not just back scratching. She's got the thing, whatever it is.
And
Got the cabin fever.
so when you have flesh just coming off when somebody scratches you,
And you're sick as hell.
shave your legs.
Why
Because a
not?
razor blade.
Why not shave your legs? Okay, I'm watching this with 3 women.
Yes.
My daughters and my wife. And my daughter was like, all right, okay, because I'm going to die, I want to make sure I got smooth dolphin legs.
Right.
You know, before.
She just got done aggressively humping 2 men.
Right.
That were clearly not bothered by anything.
No.
So apparently those legs were already fairly smooth.
That's what I'm saying. But I don't know who was my daughter, but one of them was, you do that before sex, not after.
Right.
Okay? What do we need to have dolphin smooth legs for right now? And she starts shaving her flesh in ribbons.
Yeah, she's
off.
just peeling her legs like a potato.
Dude, the girls in this is something, the whole movie, they didn't react to much. And so this must be a thing with people that shave their legs. Okay?
Like a fear.
All three of them freaked the F out in that room.
I'm not gonna lie.
They were crawling up the couch freaking out.
I threw up my own fever. I upchucked. I was like, oh God, this is gross. This is where I had enough.
It triggered something. It triggered something in all of them.
I mean,
it was the
even
funniest
in
thing.
the earliest, like when you were first learning to shave your face, even, and you would nick something, and you would take a little bit of skin off because you didn't know exactly what you were doing. Like that hurts.
Yes.
When you're already bathing in your own blood.
Right.
Like that water wasn't like lightly
no.
Oh, I got a little blood in here.
It was a horrific scene, but there was a laugh in it when it cuts from her leaning over going, oh, I'm dying, to all of a sudden coating her leg in shaving cream. I laughed.
Yeah.
Because it's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
That her
ridiculous.
nipple came off in her hand.
Oh.
That was a bit much.
But the nipple ring was gone.
No. Oh, yes, it was.
That's how she
but
picked it up?
Well, because first it cuts outside, and second bro is outside looking for main bro when Roddy guy, who must have just been waiting by the lake for 3 days, like just biding his time.
Yeah.
One of these a-holes is going to come walk over here. I'm going to get him.
Eventually.
One of them will come close enough. Oh, this one almost was. Oh, he walked away.
Oh, that was just a dog.
But he finally comes close enough where he leaps out and tries to kill him, and he has to drown Roddy guy in the lake.
Yeah.
And that's when he has his realization. He looks at the pipe, looks at the rotting guy, screams into the house. The only person in there is Marcy. Don't drink the water. It's in the water.
And she calls back, I know.
There's a nipple in my hand.
I'm bathing in it.
This is when it cuts back to her and it's straight up nip in palm.
Yeah.
How in the world does this dog and this man have the energy to do anything when we look at what Karen has become within like 12 hours of coming down with her first symptoms? This man has
Marcy's had it for 20 minutes.
Yes, he's been rotting.
Yeah.
He's been shot.
Yeah.
He's been set on fire. And he still has to be wrestled to being drowned.
He's like, I'm going to get these guys.
They did close up the wounds with the fire, though.
They did. They cauterized.
bleeding.
He actually was fine. I don't know. That's how you heal it. You just got to burn yourself.
You
and
cauterize
then
it.
you just cauterize your whole body, and then you're good to go. Right? You get a new face. They want to kind of paint on, you know?
That's what they did to Amish's father in Braveheart when he had the arrow wound.
Oh, my gosh, dude.
Nipple in hand.
Nipple in hand. And I'm like, why is she shaving her boob?
Whoops.
You went a little far.
All the way up.
She just slathers the hair and it plops down. Karen's like, oh, that's how you do it?
Cut to Gamer Boy, who's taking his car off-road, and he is stumbling through the woods. He has
runs out of gas.
He has his own ribbons of flesh coming off, and he's like wiping them on trees. And I immediately thought of Goldmember. I was like, oh, put this in the skin box. That's a keeper.
It's just like Lost World. Just just using your blood so the T-Rexes can track you. But in this case, it's something much worse than a T-Rex.
Right.
The dude was straight up falling apart.
He was.
He really needed to pick himself up. I don't even know where I'm at.
48.
Yeah, pretty high.
All right, so
This movie is a pun.
Marcy now stumbles out the front door of the cabin nude, except all of her naughty bits have fallen off.
Yeah, apparently.
Literally.
That's part of the problem, too. It always starts in the naughty spots.
Just her two nipples and her crotch are gone. And that's it. Which
She's
is
a Ken
probably
doll.
to avoid doing a full frontal scene, I'm assuming.
Probably.
Right? But it's like you could have just also had like an arm or a leg or something, so it doesn't look quite so weird that it's literally just those spots.
Yeah.
But
Maybe your shoulder's eating away
shoulder
or something. Yeah.
right? But it was literally just like a blood flesh bikini on this girl. The dog shows up. He's like, hey, I heard something about a plane crash or something.
Wonder if I get in a little bit of that action. Looks like I'm next to you. I don't know.
Apparently, but she gets down on all fours. I'm like, oh, we're going to have a dog fight?
No, not a fight.
But she just goes, come on, you're going to do it. Do it.
And he's growling at
She's
her.
been getting
And he does.
And she gets eaten,
Yeah.
Yeah.
eaten.
He was a hungry boy.
Because he ate her fast because when second bro comes back with the AR and shoots the dog. Marcy is only a hand at that point. And there's a bunch of just like globs of flesh around. And
Basically,
that's
the
it.
dog disarmed her.
Yeah. Red.
Oh, rack.
Perfect.
That was rough.
Rough. Oh, rack it up. Let's do it a roll, baby.
Oh my gosh. All right, second bro then goes into Karen's shed. This is the one. This
Oh, yeah. This is great.
I can't. I literally can't.
I said to Laura immediately, I go, how much you want to say Gamer Boy and fired off some rounds that they probably should have kept?
Yeah. Oh, I know.
I was like, this
But
is
not.
But
But
not,
not,
because then he was like, oh, wait, I need it again. So let me put
now
some
there's
plot
bullets
device
in here.
There's
in.
magic bullets in this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, second bro goes into Karen's shed where she's still alive, but she is begging for him to kill her.
Yeah, because the dog was like chewing
Acceptable.
on her.
Totally valid.
Yeah.
Totally valid.
Do it.
I would, and any, like we were watching Dawn of the Dead the other day, right? And just a zombie movie, and like, same kind of situation, which is tropey for a zombie movie. As they're getting eaten, shoot me. And I said to my kids, this is the only scenario in which I would say it's okay to shoot yourself in the head. Zombies ripping you apart, right?
Yeah.
Fine. So the fact that she asks for this, it's totally fine.
James is like, I don't like horror movies. So I was watching Dawn of the Dead the
Well,
other day.
but a zombie movie is,
That's still a horror movie.
I guess, it's a little bit different, but yeah. Anyway, so she's like, kill me. He goes to shoot her, and you hear distinctly click, click, click. No bullets in gun. Not the sound a safety gun makes where the trigger won't pull, but empty gun sounds. This is important for later. Okay? No one has reloaded this thing, and now it's empty. It is like unlimited bullets up to this point. This guy
Shoveler.
picks up a shovel. I shovel well, right? Thinking of Mystery Man immediately.
The shoveler. Yeah.
He picks up the shovel, and I'm like, all right, he's going to try and decapitate her with a shovel. Not the move I would go. I'm like sitting here doing a play-by-play in my head. Like, how would I... Would
How are you gonna do this?
would I effectively be able to help my friend in this situation?
Absolutely.
All right, he's going to decapitate her. But no, this jackass hits her right in the
Jaw.
freaking mouth
Yep.
with this shovel. Like-
She's still alive.
and she got her jaws hanging out, and it just directly, like the edge goes straight into your mouth hole. That's
Yeah.
how he did it, okay?
Joke.
Yeah,
Jokers
she
are-
now looks like Pac-Man.
And now she is able to speak.
Yeah.
She says, try again.
I feel like in the back of her head, she was like, I am very glad I didn't let you inside me.
Could you imagine?
Worthless piece of shit.
What a worthless piece of trash. Like, kill your friend, man.
Yes.
Like, I've never had to kill somebody, but if I actually had to, I'd be better at it than this guy.
A shovel is not the way to do it either.
No, I
Like,
could have looked around that shed and found 20 different ways.
Have you ever
to do
tried to
it.
cut a tree root with a shovel? It's
I
near
can't even get a
impossible.
weed out with a shovel.
Yeah, it's
half the time.
It's difficult.
And he's just like, why isn't this working? He's jamming it into her mouth.
I really would have loved though. Like he pulled the shovel back, and it's just like the shape of her face in the metal. Like, oh, jeez. Yikes! Sorry about that, Karen.
She goes, try again. And this dude's like, does he try again? No.
No.
And try and hit the neck? No. He's like, hold on, I got you, girl.
I got a better idea.
I'm going to
I
light
got you, girl.
you on fire.
Gasoline, horrific screaming, because of course there would be, with all those open wounds, and then he just lights her on fire and walks away. This is the villain of the movie, is second bro.
He was
Okay?
I think all three bros are the villains of the movie.
She's screaming in the background.
I have to wonder though, could you really scream like that? Because it feels like the fire would take all of the oxygen, so you wouldn't be able to actually make those noises.
Probably true.
And
You would not be
and she
able
was
to.
screaming for way too long. I think she would have been dead a lot quicker anyway.
But of all the horrible ways you could have killed somebody, burning them alive,
Yeah.
that's what you're going to go with?
He was sparking up romance. He was igniting the flames of passion,
Oh, yeah.
You really just had to light her fire.
setting her heart right on fire. You might say they were a perfect match.
I wouldn't though.
I still wish I had the wah-wah. I don't have it anymore. I just went to press it and I don't have it.
Oh,
All right. So Gamer Boy makes it back to the cabin and he comes up to second bro and he's like, they're coming. They're almost bang.
Yeah.
Dead. Shot in the head.
yeah.
From an unknown assailant. But we see the hillbillies are here now.
Yep.
They've been tracking him with a shotgun. 3 hillbillies, 1 shotgun.
That's right.
Different movie. They get him from like pretty far away.
They do.
So they're shooting slugs in a non-rifled barrel.
Yep.
That thing is not. That's like you're shooting a musket. You're just pushing the bullet out.
They probably shot tons and they just got lucky.
Yeah.
Here, give me a second.
So what you're saying is this was stupid.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
And just like Bert, I was losing my mind at this point.
Oh.
I was so mad.
He's always been an airhead.
Oh,
All right. So
holy bullets.
the hillbillies. So now Second Bro's got this rifle, and the hillbillies laugh at him for having his gun safetied, right?
Which they can tell from
20 feet
20
away.
yards away.
Yeah.
And he's
This
like,
idiot.
He goes, oh, switches the safety off, and guess who suddenly has bullets in his magazine? Second Bro mows all three of these fools
Thanks
down.
for the advice. Now
Yeah.
I can perfectly aim.
Yeah,
He says thanks.
couldn't hit a dog before, okay? But nails all three of these guys, expertly kills all three of them.
I also love how the middle guy maintained eye contact and an aggressive look on his face
While he was going down.
While he's going
in a
down.
very comedic way.
This isn't a comedy.
Laura started laughing, and I had looked away from the screen, and
Yes.
I was like, all right, I have to see what I just missed, and
Yes.
rewound it, and then I just bust out laughing too. Like, it was the way that somebody would die in a sketch comedy.
For sure. 100%. And this guy's not an actor, so he probably didn't even know
Michael
anybody,
Scott.
right?
Yeah, exactly. Threat level midnight.
Second Bro steals the hillbilly's truck and drives away, realizing that he also has the sickness as he's driving.
Oh,
Sees it
yeah.
on his
He
hand.
looks down on his hand. Well, he unravels his hand
At
from
this
that
point,
bite. Yeah.
at this point, we thought maybe he got out scot-free, right?
Yeah.
But no, he crashes his truck immediately into a tree, stumbles into a campsite where there is, I wish Bert had still been alive. There was like a gamer girl there with Guitar Nerd, right? Where like two, and then Deputy
Winston.
Winston is partying with these two losers.
She's trying to get her menage on still.
She was
Yeah.
like, "What's up, you nerds? Like
What's
to
up,
party
new
or
party
whatever?"
boy?
She's got a type.
And Second Bro, bloody and all crappy looking, wanders into this campsite, and he's like, "You told me you were gonna give me a tow truck. Yeah. What the hell?" Nerd Boy tries to hit him with a guitar.
Whoops.
And all he does is just back up like a little bit, and he takes his own girlfriend out.
The guitar splintered big chunks of wood right into her face.
Yeah.
She's dead.
I don't even know how that's possible.
I don't. Obviously, people get hit with guitars in wrestling all the time, but I've never seen that happen.
There's no way.
There's just no way. I'm sorry. Winston is trying to make like excuses for what happened. So, wouldn't you know that the tow truck had car trouble, and I had to send a tow truck to get the tow truck. Like, do you need a ride? What's up? At this point, a radio call comes in.
She's just looking to get plowed, truck.
Yeah, right.
Like,
Hey, these kids up at this cabin. This is on the radio. These kids up at this cabin have been going on a killing spree. There's a bunch of dead people over there, and so if you see any of these kids, shoot them on sight.
Repeat that last part, please.
Shoot them on sight. Winston draws the gun
Yep.
on Second Bro. All right. And she's like, well, I guess your party went a little too hard there, party boy, or whatever
Yeah.
stupid line she says to him.
Stupid line. Yeah.
And he's like, you want to kill me? Kill everybody.
holds the gun to his head.
Yeah.
That trope too.
Yeah.
Like,
oh,
just
yeah.
do it.
Just do it. We're going to do this.
But her lady boner for him won't allow her to kill him because she's still hoping maybe if he heals up.
This is so stupid. Devoid of
ride
any
this guy.
devoid of any motivation earned in the scene. Just goes, damn it, party boy, all right. And puts her gun away. She's like, all right, here's what we're going to do. You're going to take that path. I'm going to go to the cabin, check on what's going on there. You take this path straight to the main road. You're good to go.
You'll find a doctor. Yeah.
He takes the path, and it's just, there's no road.
Yeah.
Dude,
It's
the
just deep jungle.
sadistic nature of this woman of like, yeah, go over there. Like, because she's getting off on this idea of him just wandering to his death.
Well, she already lied to him.
Right.
Counterpoint.
No.
I think there was a path, and he is so stupid he can't find the path.
If the camera had panned around, there's a road there, just cars.
Yeah.
There's a sign that says path.
I mean, smooth brain, no smooth brain. So I will listen to his counterpoint.
When he went to go try to find help the first time, he just tromped through the woods, didn't
true.
even follow a path.
So he gets
or
his
anything.
Charlton Heston, Soylent Green moment. There's no road.
Yeah.
There's no road. Deputy Winston, you liar. There's no road. It's his big. it won an Oscar, this would have been the clip they played, from the
The
movie.
goddamn pen was blue.
You said raspberries wrong.
Main bro, this is the last thing that happens, guys. I swear we're done. Main bro, Jeff, appears out of nowhere. He had stormed off with all the beer. He walks back to the cabin, sees Marcy's hand, sees the dead hillbillies, and he starts to celebrate
that he told
that he's
them.
now last bro, final bro, right?
Yeah.
There can only be one.
That can only be, I made it. I made it. Bam!
Blam!
Just
He's
gets
done.
sniped by Deputy Winston from across the lake.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the movie.
Well,
There's a secret scene.
Oh, tell me about the secret scene.
What?
Marcy or somebody who's the Karen's friend back in the city
Oh, that's
Emily.
right.
gets.
Well,
See,
because there
their
were all
social
those
media
camera
posts.
flashes at one point inside the shed.
Were
Right.
there?
Yes.
There was one point where I said, "What is she welding in there?"
But it wasn't happening during the scene of showing
out
him
like the
shovel her
80s.
face.
Yeah. So
But the stupid thing is it's Facebook and there's all these pictures and she's friends swiping through like, oh, that's bloody. Oh, what's that? You can't really tell. But then the final picture is of second bro about to strike with the shovel. You mean to tell me that while that was happening, she's like, try again, and she's got her frickin' phone out like this, and she's just like,
Yeah, because
trying
the
again.
camera
He's like, what do
flashes
you-
happened
what do you do
way
with your
before
phone?
that.
Yeah,
What do you do with your phone?
just kill me. Don't ask questions.
so dumb.
It's so
Makes no
stupid.
sense.
Yeah,
I was
and then
waiting
we
for it to pan one more time, and it's just her with the shovel split mouth.
I don't remember the
trying
name
to
of-
smile.
I don't remember the name of the town, the remote town they were in, but I think the thing is supposed to be for that scene is she was drinking a bottle called the name of that place Spring.
Oh.
So that the water has now been packaged and getting sent out. Or
I was thinking it was going to say on the post, like, felt cute, might go melt later or something.
Well, and then
Might burn one.
then there's this scene with all the responders at the house.
might delete later.
The cot, the little shack that Karen was burned alive in, still standing.
Still standing.
Barely singed. You have some people in hazmat uniforms, some people not. Medical examiners, one glove on, one glove off.
Yeah.
They're trying to, I think we see Marcy get zipped up. I thought she was dog shit by now.
She is. Her body is gone.
Except
and they
her
have
hand.
They've shot a shot of her face getting zipped into a body bag.
And I think she was the only one that they specifically showed the face.
yes, no one else's face was shown.
It wasn't a body bag. It was just they didn't pan out far enough.
was a
just
bowling
like
bag.
a Ziploc.
Because she's now going back to she's going to be a bowling ball now.
Yeah, right next to the jar of fox piss.
Yeah.
It's going to be her head right there. That's the end of the movie, guys.
Thank you. I'm really excited to see what everyone's opinions are about this movie.
I can't wait to find out this.
Wondering what the ratings will be.
Me too, honestly. I think it'd be all over the board here. All over
I'm
the
nervous
board.
about our Patreons.
I think our patrons have surprised us over the last couple of years, but you know what? They always bring it, so I'm interested to see what they're going to say here too. So, this movie was, as you know, scored at the bottom of the barrel, 3.7. Could we get this to a 4? Could we get it to a 4.5?
No.
I think even if we add a certain actor, it's still a terrible movie, but it would be better than it is now.
Not a 4.
For sure. A 3.8?
Yeah.
I think it's 1/10
One.
of a point.
That's all he could
For
do.
putting Arnold Schwarzenegger in Cabin Fever
It's the only thing.
2016.
And have him be Deputy Winston.
You got
Listen, you are my top priority, okay? Because you are my party man, and this is party town, okay?
It's already great. I love it. I want to see this.
Does he have the same long blonde hair?
Yes.
And the scar.
The scar in the face. Listen, I let you like to party with the girls. Right? God damn it, party boy.
You won me over.
That's right, you want me.
You
I
go
mean,
through
you
there.
want me to get you a ride.
And then this guy's so
Is there-
drunk. And this guy's so drunk.
Is there still the sexual tension
Yes.
between him and Second Bro?
We saw the German tourists already in Super Troopers.
That's right.
The sexuality.
Oh my gosh, dude. Him as Deputy Winston would be incredible. You can have him be it would make more sense if they can't kill rotting guy if it's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That's
Yes.
true.
Okay.
Yes.
Right? Like they shoot him, stab him, blow him up, set him on fire. He's looking like, kill me, kill me, do it, kill me. Right? I mean, it'd be perfect. Perfect. You can have him as rotting guy.
Have him as Dennis.
Danny.
That is the kid.
kid.
With just the faceplate is like
Over
smaller
his
than
nose.
his face. You can't even see it.
Dennis, he's got to wear suspenders and still be dressed like a little boy, though.
See, I want Werner Herzog as in place of the pig lady.
Yes.
Like, just
he'd be
to add
great.
an extra element of creep.
He's creepy no matter what he does.
Yes.
He's great.
I love it when he's doing like a narration for the new Conan TV show.
Yeah.
Like he does the
travel one.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
doing the voiceover, and I'm just like, he's making this creepy, and it's not even supposed to be. And he just sounds like he could be Arnold's dad.
I saw a documentary he did where he was talking about the bear guy that was like friends with bears that was getting eaten by a bear.
Yeah, because that's what bears do.
And
you can't be friends with them.
he made that film. It was like, because he's a filmmaker too.
Yeah. Oh,
And,
yeah.
And yeah, his voiceover in that was creepy as hell too. And,
Yeah.
That's the dude from Mandalorian.
yeah, and he had a small part in The Mandalorian too. Yeah.
Let me see the baby.
You see the baby.
Jesus. That's some Star Wars bullshit too,
Yeah,
right there,
it is.
isn't that? You
Yeah,
gotta
Star
ruin
Wars.
everything.
Obviously, Werner Herzog didn't think Star Wars was lame. He was in it. All right, so Danny playing along on the Patreon, and this is Danny's first time, you guys, playing along. So welcome to Danny, man. We appreciate you, brother. He said Arnold as the virus, commenting on how the college people need to boil their water. Listen, you're supposed to boil it, okay? I wouldn't be killing you right now if you boiled your water, okay? Have a water filter. Wash your hands.
He's just standing in the water, like ankle deep, and they're like, "It's in the water."
Wash your hands.
Just
they're
Arnold
all
standing
like-
out there peeing off the platform.
That's right.
It'd be better if he was speaking in Austrian too, though, so that then that way they would be like, "What is this guy talking about?" Like he's clearly telling you what's wrong, but because you don't speak Austrian, you can't figure it out. You can't get your Google Translate to work.
Yes.
You got no reception.
Or you get Arnold as Dr. Mambo. As the group gets infected, they stop seeing a dog and they just see Arnold running around in a dog costume and talking to them.
Like they're hallucinating.
Like they're
because
hallucinating
it's so
because
bad.
they're
Like Wilfred.
going crazy. Like Wilfred, right? Like the Elijah Wood show.
Woof woof.
Right?
Or what if part of the illness was that everybody you saw was Arnold? Like your hallucination was always just everybody was Arnold.
What am I supposed to be doing with this rotting pig? Okay?
He's
Nothing.
he's sitting in the tub trying to shave.
Marcy, why are you shaving your legs? My nipples.
Also, all my tattoos are gone.
That's what I- Oh my gosh. Josh the Hammer Whitehouse playing along. He said Arnold would make this film better just by being the stoner guy with the dog. At least there would have been some bright spots in the movie. Just a quick cameo would have made my life a little happier after this dredge. So just have Arnold just, with his up, my fellow young people.
Would you like some weed?
That's right. I've got weed and I've got a dog. This is Dr. Mambo. Hello, you guys. I'm creepy guy. Can I be your friend? How about now? And the weed comes out. Be awesome. It's just Wiener Schnitzel in a bag. Oh, I thought you said Wiener Schnitzel.
No, we said weed.
I've got another bag, but it's just strudel. Is that okay?
Can we smoke this?
He's got to
I
have
show you.
He's got to have a dachshund instead of a German Shepherd or Belgian Malinois, though.
That's
Just
why they-
holding it
Yeah.
under his arm.
Yes.
One
why-
bag of weed here.
I love
the weeder dog.
I think we've clearly demonstrated, Ryan, that Arnold would make the movie better.
It could get to a 4.
All right, thank you.
That's why he they can't hit the dog later, is because it's a wiener dog. It's too small.
I got two of them, man. They're fast.
Too
They got
small, dude.
low
Oh,
center
for
of gravity.
sure.
You can't
But
catch
can they
them.
climb rocks?
I mean, if they needed to.
All right.
Whatever.
Be a small rock.
Let's give out an award. We're going to start with
They
the
burrow, so they would pop up out of the ground.
like a
Be like a
hedgehog.
whack-a-mole type situation. They get a mallet instead of a gun, trying to hit this thing.
Go ahead,
Can't
hit
get
my
it.
wiener.
And then just like yoga hosers, it climbs inside the anus of everybody and burrows through them.
Oh, thank you for bringing that back.
No problem.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, you made me watch it, so
You live in my rock.
this is my trauma.
Well, let's give out some awards before we get any more traumatized by this. We're going to start with the actor that we think gave the most intense performance. We'll give them the Will Patton Award for intensity.
You want a war? I'll give you a war!
I don't want them to gain another yard.
You blitz all night! And if they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm gonna take every last one of you out.
You make sure they remember
Especially Petey.
forever the night they played the Titans. What do you do with a gun in space?
That's right. Let's go. Who do you guys believe, Patrick, we'll start with you, gave the most intense performance? Doesn't mean it was good, but who was the most intense in the
And
movie?
per Daredevil,
Yes.
you're not allowed to use somebody that was intense in a goofy way, according to James.
He wasn't intense at all. He was just goofy.
No, he was intense.
Go ahead, Pat. Who you got?
I can't figure out who was who. There's so many blank pictures in here.
Yeah.
And I don't.
We
care
can just
enough.
describe who they were, and we might know their name.
I mean, yeah, it was the guy that came out at a 14.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Shop owner.
Yeah,
Aaron Trainer. I
Okay.
think is what his name was.
that sounds okay.
I said it earlier.
Yeah, Tommy.
Yes, Tommy.
So Tommy is one of the people that doesn't even have a picture on IMDb.
Yes. Tommy didn't do a whole lot. But he did a whole lot in that movie. But I'm saying in his career,
Yeah,
he hasn't
no.
done a whole lot for sure.
Well, because he was in this movie. They were like,
Yeah.
nope, not touching that guy.
All right, that guy. Danny went with Nadine Crocker as Marcy. The lead up to her death scene was really good. Probably one of the better parts of the movie. He thinks Marcy, maybe just for that scene alone, and her screaming at the dog, maybe do it was.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Was his winner for that one.
I didn't think she was a bad actress overall. I mean, but
No.
she just had crap material to work with.
Yeah, no, for sure. Kurt, who you got as your Will Patton nominee?
I went with Chewie the Kid.
Dennis?
Yeah, Dennis.
He barely did anything.
He was creepy.
He was creepy.
Oh,
though.
we forgot. He showed up at the end of the movie, too, in the
Yeah.
woods again.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, right behind Paul.
I don't.
He was rotting on a log against a
Yeah.
stump of a tree, and Dennis popped out next to him and was like, "This is the end of the movie."
And he didn't
That's
have
all,
the sickness,
folks.
right? Yeah.
Bleep, bleep, bleep.
That's all, folks.
All right. Well, that's 3 separate votes for 3 separate people. As we go to Matt Mariner is back again, and Matt goes, "Look, this should go to Dennis's dad, who just wanted to sell Fox Piss and take care of his special boy, and did so with the most gusto of anyone here." So that's another vote for Tommy. That's 2 votes for Tommy now.
Tommy Two-Tone at this
Tommy
point.
Two-Tone. Let's talk about 3 though, because I'm also voting for Tommy. That dude was just dialed up the whole time and scary. Dude, I was about to give back a Snickers bar, and I didn't steal one after that scene. Do you know what I mean? I was like, dude, do I have one I could give him? You gonna tell me you stole a Snickers bar?
I got to zag it. Will that count?
No, it doesn't count. Oh, gross. Oh, dude.
We'd zag it.
That's my point.
Josh the Hammer Whitehouse said his award goes to Bert, played by Dustin Ingram. That's Gamer Boy. I absolutely hated his character at the beginning, just being ridiculous, stealing a candy bar for no reason, then almost killing his friend. But he was the only one who displayed any sense when it came to being around the disease. I guess he was the only one that was like, "Don't come by me. Get out of here. Go away. I'm gonna go." But he still made a lot of terrible decisions.
I'm not going to lie. I think Gamer Boy had ADHD based on a lot of the presentation that's there and me recognizing certain traits of myself as a young man under the influence. And I think that could mean that he's like hyper focused on certain things over time. So he's like, hey, man, I remember hearing about Ebola and I researched it for like 45 days straight. And so now I know how to handle it.
Yeah. Who's your nominee?
I had Derek Means.
Derek Means as a Dennis. So he's going to ultimately be the runner-up, but that means that Tommy is going to win with 3 votes, the Will Patton Award. So we'll give it up to Tommy. Short career, but man, oh man, he burned bright, just not for a long time.
Doesn't have a picture on IMDb, but he's got a trophy.
And I think Dennis is a good pick, too. I mean, that kid was freaky. He was scarier than any of the adults were,
Yeah.
to me. So
I mean, did they call him Dennis because of Dennis the Menace?
I don't know. I hope not.
Who was Cadwell?
Who cares?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, he was the guy that owned he was the owner
Of
of the gas station. He came out, he had like a gray beard.
Okay,
That's probably
so
why
he was different.
Yeah,
Okay.
different guy. Next award we give out is to, and my goodness, there won't be a shortage of applicants here, but it's the worst actor in the movie, the Steven Seagal Trash Can Full of Dirt Award.
Trash can, oh trash can, it's a trash can full of dirt, yeah.
Love never dies, and neither do they. Love is eternal, and that's a long time.
I don't know when this movie is as crappy as Steven Seagal, but Patrick, who do you think is the worst actor in this movie?
I'm going to go with Dawson Dupé. He was the guitar guy.
guitar guy, guitar nerd from the end.
Yeah, I think he was that bad that short term. I mean, yeah,
He looked like somebody's nephew that was like, hey, you want to be in a movie?
right.
Right.
And he acted like it too.
He did. I respect that pick.
I don't, but I just didn't know what else to go with.
Danny went with Deputy Winston. Although Louise Linton said she would get me videos of her acting better because I'm her party man, I'm still waiting on that one.
That's good.
That's good. Nice one, Danny. Well done, man. All right. Who is yours, Curt?
Pick one of the bros, man.
Yeah.
All of them. Just
You got to
lump
plant
them
your
in the-
flag.
I'm gonna go with Paul.
Paul, second bro.
Second bro.
His "There Is No Road" monologue didn't win you over.
None of it. I laughed when he hit her with a shovel.
I think you're right that all three were worthy of the award.
Yeah.
But you thought he was the worst.
He was supposed to be the lead, the main guy,
Right.
and I just didn't find him entertaining enough to
Fair enough.
not laugh at the movie.
Yeah, I got you, brother. We got Matt Mariner here, says Samuel Davis as Paul. That's a second vote for Paul, who was somehow wimpier and more blubbery than his predecessor in the original. So there you go. But I'm also going to give a second vote to Louise Linton. For me, she was a terrible actress. Her lines were dumb, but that part that was played by a man in the original, and they cast it as a woman and didn't change the dialogue. And the reason they did that is because apparently he was like the fan favorite from the first movie, and so they knew that whatever guy was going to do that part wouldn't be able to touch that performance. So they cast a girl, and every line of dialogue sounded stupid coming out of her mouth. I mean, just so super dumb.
She has 3 movies on IMDb that she was in that are rated lower than this one.
That's incredible. Incredible. I looked into her a little bit, and apparently she's married to some bigwig. There was a Secretary of Treasury at one point. She's like married to a politician, and she got her and that was her second husband. Her first husband, she got her first acting role because the director didn't want to cast her, and her husband then at the time paid him $200,000 to put her in the movie.
Whoa.
So this reeks of a Beverly Hills housewife that wants to be an actress and has done things to get to where
there.
she's at, and she still can't be in a decent movie.
I guess I just looked at her as like a throwaway character.
Yeah, but apparently in the original, it was like the most beloved character in the entire thing, and that's the fact that she came across as nothing shows how terrible of a job she did.
Well, and her and Travis have worked together at least one other time before this too.
Oh, geez.
I think it's a total of 3 movies at least they've done together.
Travis Weenie Boy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Josh Whitehouse is going. My God, who do I not give it to? But I got to choose one, so I'll go with Jeff. That's Main Bro, played by Matthew Daddario. He does absolutely nothing for the movie at all. Could be replaced by a trash can, even in the sex scene, and it wouldn't have made a difference. So
That would have been an interesting
been her
scene.
humping a trash can.
Yeah.
So we come to you with a tie. We have Louise Linton has 2 votes. We have Paul, second bro, has 2 votes.
Not going to be a tie
Okay.
because I had Louise Linton.
Oh, look at that. So
I will say, honestly, I feel like the failures of this movie, though, aren't laid out on the actors as a whole. I think that the script not being changed, this director, I think didn't do anybody any favors.
Yeah.
And then the editing also made no sense.
Oh, for sure.
There's no story. Like, you can tell that there's a framework there. It feels like someone took a first draft and then just made a movie out of it. And
Right.
I don't know. It was frustrating to watch.
For sure, dude. For sure. I was going to move on, but we got to celebrate first. You got to give her props. So that means congratulations to Louise Linton for winning the coveted Steven Seagal. We're going to throw you right in this trash can with all the other terrible performances. I know.
It's like the
You
Ghostbusters.
can't. Shut this off. Shut this all off.
You just
No.
turn it off. Shut it down.
No, don't do that. That'd be terrible. It'd be like
You open it up. You let everybody
Yeah.
who's in that trash
and it's gonna
can
play
out.
that creepy song, please, please. You know, from Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
I can hear that song in my head right now. I hated that as a kid. It was freaked me out, dude. All right. The next award we give out is to who was the actor that was the unsung hero of the movie? Who was the one who, even though they had a small part, they weren't one of the main characters, made the movie better, improved it just by doing their little part really well? It's the Steve James Award.
You know, every place you go, there's always someone who thinks he's a badass, right?
then there are those few who are. Are you some kind of a badass karate boy?
All right, well, I don't know if we have anybody that fits that description in this movie, but who do you think, Patrick, was the unsung hero of the movie?
I'm going to say Randy Sean Shulman, Henry.
Yeah.
You know, it was funny, maybe not on purpose, but I felt like he did an all right job.
All right.
And I feel like
Cousin Henry.
Yeah, I mean, that was, I don't know, maybe, again, he was kind of like the whack-a-mole that you just couldn't kill, and he kept popping back up, and felt like he was the most entertaining aspect of the movie.
All right, fair enough. We're going to go to Danny here. He goes, I don't know what. No, so Danny, I apologize, but it just goes fires. Pretty much any of them. Are you talking about the literal fires that are in this movie?
Just burn it all down.
Burn it all down. I respect, and I'll give Danny a break here because this is his first time doing it, but usually this would draw my ire to say, plant your flag. We got to pick people for these awards.
Don't you mean him to draw your fire?
And yeah, there you go. And so just make sure if you guys are doing awards that you're putting it firmly on one person, even if you think there isn't anybody who is the most deserving of it, even if you think nobody is deserving of it. Does that make sense?
It's a lot harder when the cast is shit. You
I know, it's harder. You're right.
Like, I don't know. Pick somebody.
But you got to do it, right? That's what makes it hard. Kurt, who's your unsung hero of the movie?
Arnold Schwarzenegger is Deputy Winston. Can we do that?
Wrong.
No, that's no. Oh, damn it!
You got to pick. Do you want me to come back to you?
No, actually, I'll pick Karen.
Karen.
I enjoyed Karen in this movie.
Okay.
I think she's probably the better actress of everybody, and she was the most believable out of anybody in the movie.
Isn't she a main character, though?
She's
only in the movie.
She's only in
like
a little bit. I'd say she's a supporting
But a lot
character.
of that. Yeah, but I mean, I guess a lot. I'm just thinking the plot revolves around her a lot.
You just don't see her that often.
We're all right. That's
So
what
I'll allow Karen, and I think she is out of them the best actress out of the bunch. I think,
and I'm surprised she didn't do more.
Gotta check out Red Oaks.
Yeah,
She's
I'll
good
check
in
that
that.
Is
Nice.
she?
Yeah.
Was she in that?
She was one of the. I think she worked as a caterer at Red Oaks or
Was
something.
it a series?
I gotta
Yeah.
watch that
Okay.
again. That was a good show.
It's like 2 or 3 seasons.
Matt Mariner says Karen, who had the wherewithal to stick to a rigorous social media posting schedule despite being devoured by a mutant rash and having her head caved in by her bestie.
So the phone.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This is just dawning on me. This phone probably got roasted.
Yeah. It would have burnt up too. You imagine? Yeah. But it would have already been, it's in the cloud, so it would have been posted to Facebook, right?
But it feels like the phone would have had to been moved to a location where it had connection.
She did say earlier they did plant that when they first got there.
There was one place down by the lake, not while she was on fire.
No, she said earlier that
Rotting
she
away.
said, I do
Yeah.
get some signal. It's just going to be really slow to upload.
Here's the problem with all this is that right after she snapped that picture, she gets hit in the face with a shovel and then burned alive. When did she post that?
Right when she hit send. Right?
When did she go like, wait, hold on, this picture and this
As
picture?
she's screaming on fire.
Send.
I picked the wrong one.
Post.
It wouldn't even recognize a thumbprint. She was rotting away. It wouldn't unlock.
No,
and
you're
it's
right.
not going to
You
Face
do the
ID.
Face
Isn't going to
ID?
open it.
Not with her jaw hanging off.
No, not with after Shovelly Joe got a hold of her.
She had to do the PIN number and probably couldn't do that either.
Image does not compute.
That's right. Yeah, it's just not adding up.
I think it was fake.
Like she couldn't confirm she was a human.
Look, for me, I think Finster is the unsung hero of this movie. The dude showed up in the last 10 minutes. I remember going, why are we introducing a new character in the last 10 minutes? But he came out looking like a minion. He barely said anything. He was just like, and I love this guy. I wish you'd have been in the whole rest of the movie.
You want to know what he was all
I
about?
want to know more about Finster. So to me, Finster was my nominee for
You
the
wanted to
unsung
see
hero.
how he catches that fox piss.
That's exactly it. Yeah. Josh went with the flesh-eating bacteria again. White House hammer. I'm gonna hammer you, buddy. He goes. It just keeps doing its job, killing one person after another, and doesn't even get a movie credit. I respect it, but you got to take a person. Pick a person, people. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills every episode. I feel like I have to go over this again.
It's every episode.
It's almost every episode. Who's your unsung hero?
You probably wrote all of them.
Mattila, hit me with it.
My unsung hero is Hog Lady.
Hog Lady.
Oh yeah, that's not bad.
That's not a good.
Yeah.
That's not a bad pick at all.
It's not a good pick. No.
No.
Laura Kenny, yeah.
Okay.
I liked her character. I thought it was great that she was talking to two complete strangers that wandered into her barn like she knew them and they knew exactly what she's talking about.
Yeah. No,
she
she got a good performance.
Very deranged in a good way.
I agree. But that ultimately, so what was her name? It was it Go Lightly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Linda?
No, it's Gigi.
Gigi Go Lightly?
No, it's G. I don't know what her first name is.
Gage.
Gage Go Lightly. Gage Go Lightly is going to win the Unsung Hero Award, and so congratulations to Gage. Nice job outshining your co-stars in a crappy movie.
So I just saw something here. Pig Lady is credited in Harry and the Hendersons as Mouse Woman.
Oh, no. Oh, that poor woman.
Yeah. So she just gets associated with animals.
Mouse Woman and Hog Lady.
No one's climbing BMR Mountain today because no one has yet appeared in another BMR movie from this cast.
And they probably never will.
They probably
Oh, I don't know about that. Go take a look at Laura, or what was her name? Linton.
Laura Linton. She might future episodes.
Yeah, I'm telling you, she got a bunch of sub 5
Please,
credits.
can we not?
Get some of those added to the list immediately.
I'll look at her in other movies. I don't
perfect. Which means we're just going to move straight on to our final rating. So, Patrick,
Yeah,
you have
it sucks.
You have the
This movie blows. This is the film watching equivalent of a direct uppercut from Mike Tyson right to the nuts. Like this was painful to watch in so many ways, just because it was just like, oh, I know what you're gonna do. Stop trying to be clever. Just get it done.
I respect it.
This movie. The story sucked. The acting wasn't actually that terrible, but again, if your story sucks, it doesn't matter how good the actors are.
Was there anything you thought they did well? Like anything that the movie accomplished or did well in your eyes? Any silver lining whatsoever? And if the answer is no, it's no. I'm curious.
I mean, I think Gage Go Lightly and can't remember her name right now.
Marcy.
Yeah, Nadine Crocker actually showed some acting chops.
Okay.
And I felt like they were, I'd be interested in, I've already seen Gage Go Lightly in something.
Right.
I'd be interested. I am quite interested in watching this other movie that Nadine Crocker wrote, but.
So a couple of bright spots, but overall just sucked.
Dude, this sucked.
All right.
I would watch Star Wars instead of this.
Wow. That's really saying something coming from you.
Yeah.
We've got Danny here, and Danny kept things short and sweet. He said, look, interesting remake, but Eli Roth did it better in the original. This is just a bad movie that sucks. So that's 2 bad movies, full stop, coming in to Mr. Curt Mummer. What you got, Curt?
So here's my thing.
No, just get to it.
I feel like it's a bad movie that rules, and here's why. But it's on the tail end.
Yeah.
Because I don't like horror movies, so I don't watch them.
Yeah.
And if you want to compare this to like Freddy or Jason, it's right up there with the cheese. It's right up there with the gore. But here's the thing. It made me nauseous.
Yeah.
I wanted to throw up at every horror scene. So much blood. So to me, it was fun.
Okay.
It was okay. And I watched it a couple of times.
Wow. More than once.
I didn't hate it. But it's not like Dragon Wars.
Good Lord, no.
Yeah. I mean, at least it was entertaining enough that I enjoyed some of the movie.
That I wanted to jump off my roof when I watched Wars.
I didn't even want to watch it the first time.
That's bad. Matt Mariner said, look, this is a dud, and an unnecessary one at that. And at all the sincerity of a lazy shot-for-shot remake with either too much self-awareness or none at all. Oh, hey, that's literally what this movie is. And didn't capture the loopy-ass Twin Peaks vibe of the original. Side note, the directors with names like Travis Z, McG, or any rad nickname they clearly picked themselves should be banned from directing and sent to the Mountain Dew mines of West Virginia as punishment. All right, Matt Mariner feels very strongly about that. I love
Talk
that.
about planting
That's what I'm
your
talking
flag.
about. Have a take. I love this.
That was great.
That's what I'm talking about.
And accurate.
Mattila, where are you at on Cabin Fever?
So I liked the CGI. I thought they did a good job with the special effects. I thought that the film was clear.
What?
Not the film as a
image.
whole.
Oh.
The image was clear.
Oh,
Well
so they did a
shot.
good job with HD
With
in
lighting.
an era of
Yeah.
HD.
Dude, lighting and shooting is not something to take for granted. Not everybody can do it and have it be discernible.
Yeah.
That's fine.
know?
It
But
looked
that's really reaching down the rungs of what makes a movie decent.
It looked like it was done professionally from just if you were looking at it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was professionals. They got paid.
I'm just trying to talk through it.
No, I got
No, I get that.
You got your day
just
in the
listening.
sun, all right? No, you're not.
I'm hearing it. I'm reflecting back to you.
No, I thought the scenery and everything was really nice looking, right? Like the where they shot it. It is a bad movie, just straight up.
Okay.
But I did like it was almost more frustrating that it was a high quality production.
Yeah.
And you have these actors that are trying, right?
Right.
And like I felt bad that the actors tried, that some of them weren't the best actors in the world, but like why, right?
Yeah.
You just feel bad that like they waste all this money and it just turns into this crap pile. So
For totally unnecessarily so,
Yeah.
too. And they had one from 14 years earlier.
right.
Right.
So it's a bad movie.
I got you.
I didn't enjoy it. I think roasting it, like if we all got together and watched it, I would watch it to do that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I could ever say it's a bad movie that rules.
Okay, fair enough. Josh the Hammer Whitehouse says this is a bad movie that absolutely, without any doubt, needs its only flesh-eating disease to attack it, so no one ever has to watch it again.
Awesome.
Bad movie. Full stop. I'm a huge fan of Eli Roth and this type of horror film, like the Hostel movie and Saw, but this is just horrible acting, horrible writing, horrible direction. I kept asking myself, how could you write your characters more ridiculous? And as the movie kept going, it just never stopped. One of the worst parts of the movie is the score. It's so loud and goes over the dialogue all the time. You're just barraged with loud, unbearable noises. It's a remake that didn't need to happen, and still, for the life of me, no idea how it did. This is so far the only Eli Roth film that I have absolutely despised. Again, strong takes across the board from our patrons on their final ruling, so I appreciate that. I think all three of them said bad movie, full stop.
Thank you, patron.
And you said bad movie, full stop.
Yeah, I
You
didn't even
said
say that. Bad movie, full
I
stop.
did. Yep.
Kurt's on a bad movie that rules. All right, so and I'll be brief with this, but guys, I had a blast with this movie. I loved it. I seriously had so much stinking fun watching this piece of trash that, like, maybe it's because I watched it with people and my daughters were freaking out at the one scene and we're all just laughing our butts off at like when they're lighting each other on fire and beating their own car to get a guy out of it. That I had, and I thought back to Dragon Wars just like you, and I'm like, I was so miserable watching that. I was miserable watching Laser Blast, where I literally was like, oh, end it now, please, so I don't have to watch any more of this. But I had so much fun making fun of this movie that, to me, it's absolutely a bad movie that rules because I had a lot of fun watching it. It's objectively stupid.
Yes.
The characters are terrible.
Agreed.
The writing is awful, but I had fun and I would watch it again just to destroy it. Bad movie that rules.
The f*** is going on right now? I don't.
I'm acknowledging all the same things that you're saying, but I'm just saying because this is the subjective part of it, right?
Right,
I had a blast. I'm not going to ever sit here and argue that this movie has like any kind of quality to it other than let's put this like you would a bottle on a fence post and try and shoot it. You know, that's literally what this is.
Sure.
You know, there's some movies, the longer I do this, that are so terrible, I want to do nothing with them.
Well, and I
like
feel
the
like
rubbers of the world. Yeah.
Or the
I
Star
just
Wars
feel like,
of the world.
So you've got the two guys on the end that are basically horror fans.
No.
No, he's not.
I
But
think
you
horror
you
films
like goofy
are
horror.
awful.
You watch the Killer Clowns from Outer Space. How is this any different from that?
Because
It's
Killer Clowns from
goofy,
Outer
it's
Space was
silly.
intentionally goofy, and this guy tried to not be goofy.
Maybe.
Right. But it was equally as hilarious, I would say, as
Killer Clowns is funny
Yes.
and doesn't make me.
Because it's ironic.
She shot
like
him
it's
with
funny.
lighter fluid and he grabbed a flaming log with his bare hand out of the fire. That's hysterical to me.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's fine. We won't agree.
I
But
just
I
still
understand
felt-
where you're coming from.
But no, I absolutely, I hate horror movies. I think they are the most tropey, cliched, this is pointless genre of movies around.
I hate it.
I just assumed because you like that
No,
you
see, it's
were
just like
into that kind of stuff.
I'm not really like a big, huge fan of westerns either. But Blazing Saddles is my favorite. I absolutely despise anything Star Wars related, and yet I love Spaceballs.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
And so I think a lot of times I love the things that mock the things I hate.
Perfect. Well, this should make every horror director, feel mocked and hated. So,
I feel like my brain's not that smooth if you hate Star Wars.
yeah, there you go.
No,
Let's
because
talk
I'm not
about-
a follower.
Speaking of smooth things, next week we're going to talk about another. This I'd say is like horror-ish. This is more monster movie, but we are going to be talking about Anaconda, this giant snake. It's more like a Jaws and a Predator movie than it is.
I
like
definitely don't want none.
horror.
It
You know what I'm
does
saying?
because J-Lo's in it.
Yeah.
Got buns.
Saying.
You got J-Lo and
I've
a giant
seen that
anaconda.
movie.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
Well, I haven't seen it in forever, so I remember.
I'll check anything out that's got Ice Cube in it. Honestly, like
What is it,
anytime a rapper decides to act, I'm gonna check it out.
Did you
Got to be a
did you
better
watch-
snake movie than Dragon Wars.
Oh, dude, we're in this weird run of dragons and snakes right now. I don't
Yeah.
know what it is.
You got to talk to that supercomputer.
Did you ever watch that Steven Seagal Ja Rule movie? Since Ja Rules, you say you like to watch things with
Nope.
rappers in it.
What about
good
Tank
rappers.
Girl? What about Tank Girl?
Yeah, there you go. Ice-T is a tank
Ice-T's
girl.
in that.
He plays a kangaroo.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah.
But
All right.
It's terrible.
So join us next week. This is one that the patrons voted for. So Patreon said, hey, we want Anaconda. They reject Scooby-Doo was one of the options. They didn't vote.
I wanted that one
Scooby-Doo.
on so bad.
That got second place. Almost did it. Final Destination got outvoted by Scooby-Doo and Anaconda.
Dude,
so,
I drove behind a log truck the other day.
oh, no. I will never again.
I was just sitting there and I was like, it couldn't actually happen, right?
Right? And they strap those things down.
I wanted to drive underneath one.
Ooh. Like in
Christmas
Christmas
Vacation.
Vacation.
Yeah.
That's right. So join us next week where we're talking about Anaconda. In the meantime, I just want to say thank you on behalf of Patrick Riley, Kurt Mummer, Ryan Mattila. I'm James Hauser. Thank you for listening. We'll catch you next week with J-Lo.
If I had to base anything, honestly, like on the roasting aspect of it, this might get a rules.
Yes.
Because at least this was fun.
Yes.
But I don't
100%.
want to rewatch the actual
Oh, okay.
movie to do it.
Well, there's no way to not do that. It's in the water.
Shovel to the face.
Base. Third base. You got thrown out at third.
Third base.
He got thrown out at third as a tag play.
I don't follow hockey.
Splinters in the boner while he's hanging out of the island. Oh, it was so bad.
What was wrong with the pigs?